Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your FA Cup final watch-along. Manchester United up against Manchester City in what is going to be an absolutely massive game. We're ready to go. I don't know why the team news hasn't come up on the screen here. It's a little bit confusing to me. But I have got the Manchester United team news, as I'm sure many of you are aware, and I can tell you that it's not much of a surprise, to be honest. Not much of a surprise at all. Manchester United. I'm a bit concerned why the team news is not coming up. You know, it's FA Cup, isn't it? FA Cup can take a few minutes, but I guess we'll just have to work with what we've got, and we'll go to the stats screen and we'll pause that for the moment. Right, Manchester United lineup with David De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof and Shaw. Fred does start, but so does Eriksen and Casemiro and Bruno and Rashford and Sancho. So it looks like he's going to play a midfield three of Casemiro, Fred and Eriksen and put Bruno on the right-hand side. It's imaginative. It's interesting. Garnacho on the bench. Manchester City, Ortega in goal as expected. Akanji, Diaz, Walker, Stones and Rodri. Grealish, Gundogan, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva and Haaland. Not really any surprises there in relation to Manchester City. They've pretty much gone in the way that we thought they would. But Manchester United have got no Garnacho in the starting lineup. He will be on the bench. In relation to the bench, there is no Anthony Martial. It's Butland, Dalot, Maguire, Malacia, McTominay, Pellistri, Elanga, Garnacho and Weghorst. I mean, I look at that bench and I want to cry. It's why we need to spend money in the summer. It's why we're unfortunate that we've got Martinez, Anthony Martial and Sabitzer all out injured at the moment. And it's a weak bench. I mean, Garnacho is probably the most influential player there. McTominay, Maguire, Malacia, Dalot can do a job defensively, but attacking-wise, you're reliant on Pellistri, Elanga, Weghorst and Garnacho. It's a problem. It is a problem, and it's a problem that we're going to have to try and solve with the first team. So I think at the end of the day, he's probably gone with Bruno off the right-hand side to try and occupy one of their fullbacks and work hard, which is what Bruno can do. And also, if he starts Garnacho, you've literally got nothing on the bench, have you? So I think that I don't have a massive problem with the team. I think it's... I think it's going to be a difficult game. I think we all know that. And Man City are what they are. Karim says the bench is weak. Well, I think we expect that anyway, don't we? Let's have a look at some super chats. We can beat these, Mark. We've done it once this season. We can do it again, says Ross. Oh, I believe we can. I believe we can win the game, yeah. Fingers crossed, Mark, says Adrian. Yep, thank you very much for that. Look, I think the game is there to be won. There's no doubt about that. The game is there to be won and one team will win. I think that it's going to be tough. Manchester City are the best team in the world. They're the best team in England, and they're going for a treble, which I think has probably dictated a lot of our thoughts in recent times. Bruno false nine, maybe, Mark, says Shay. I mean, look, I'm intrigued by that. Bruno Fernandes is starting, but so is Fred, Eriksen and Casemiro. So I think he'll play Bruno off the right because he's done that before. But I would like to see it actually... I'd like to see him play as a false nine, but I think you've got to put Rashford down the middle. I think you have to do that. Hoping that out of possession, which will be the majority of the game, that the extra body in midfield will help us force more counter-attacking opportunities, says Joshua. Well, I think this game is going to be massively, massively intriguing in relation to possession. I think how we set up is so important because they will have more possession than us. Hi, Mark. What should be our game plan to get a positive result, says Nermal. Well, I'm glad you've asked that because I think for me... look, you know what? I'm going to say this, and I want to be wrong, but I'd have played Luke Shaw at left centre back, and I would have played Malacia or Dalot at left back. It's a huge opportunity for Victor Lindelof, but I'm telling you, it's only opinion. It's not that deep. It's not the end of the world. I think Lindelof's been brilliant. I really, really do, and I actually think he deserves to play in the final. But I said weeks ago, if you want to replicate Martinez and Varane, you've got to go with Luke Shaw and Varane. And I would have gone with Luke Shaw and Varane because they played very, very well against Erling Haaland. And if Erling Haaland scores today and he's anywhere near Lindelof, then apologies. Those of us who thought we should have played Luke Shaw will be there going, does that happen with Luke Shaw? Victor Lindelof totally deserves to start this game, but I just would have played Luke Shaw at centre-back. But I'm not the manager. I'm glad he's picked Fred. I've watched and supported for a long time, but today's a special day, so I wanted to say thank you to the United Stand team. Can you shout out my girlfriend, Chloe, who puts up with my obsessive football viewing, says Max. Shout out to Max and Chloe. Essentially a back six with our wingers tracking back and trying to break fast. Eriksen will be fundamental if we are to win. We need a big performance, says Club. We need a big performance from Eriksen. I think Erik ten Hag has shown a lot of faith picking Eriksen today. I really do. What's your score prediction, Mark? I'm going to go 1-0 Man United, Joshua. Sancho's best performance lately come off the right. Bruno false 9, Rashford on the left and Sancho on the right. Well, we'll see in about 50 minutes time, Chiri, won't we? It's exciting. Are we looking at Eriksen 10 and Bruno on the right, says Pappy. Well, I think Eriksen has to play more advanced than Fred sits in, yes. And I actually think that that's probably Eriksen's best position anyway. Milestone chat for a milestone game. 50 months a member. Come on United, says Billy. You're a legend, Billy. Thank you very much. And also, come on United, let's stop the treble, says Alex. Who do you think is under more pressure to get a result, says Kieran? I think we're under more pressure, really. I don't know. It's a great question, actually. I don't know if we've got any Man City. Can we find a Man City fan? No. I think with Man City, I do look at it and I go, well, you know what? Is the treble part of their vocabulary? Of course it is, but is it an obsession, or is the Champions League? They've never won a Champions League. So I think for Man City, if they did lose today, all right, there's the disappointment that they can't do a treble, but it's all about winning the Champions League for them, isn't it? Whereas for us, we pretty much know if we don't get this result, we're in trouble. But a good question by Kieran. Thank you very much. Nerves are kicking in. Beer in the fridge. Let's go, says Owain. What about me, mates? I've got to sit here with you lot for the next few hours. And also, I've got to do the Talk Sport show at 7:30. I mean, bloody hell, the finals at Wembley. Like, it's going to take people at least 3-4 hours to drive home. They're going to be listening to Talk Sport on the drive home. There's a lot of pressure on that show tonight, especially if bloody Man City win it. I'm not confident with Eriksen. He can barely play 45 minutes. Well, not so average. McTominay's going to have a part to play in this game, isn't he? Fernandez looks like he's been put on the right. Concern, says Mick. And if Erik wins the FA Cup as well, for me, he's manager of the year. I know it's been given to Pep, but that's why it's silly giving the reward too early, says Nathan Allen. Love the channel, Mark. Keep it up, mate. Come on, United, says Farouk. Thank you. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, it's going to be a big summer on the United Stand, of course, and we're all looking forward to it in relation to what players might be coming in. But in relation to today, it's all about this FA Cup game. Are you happy with the lineup? Tala says, I'm happy with the lineup. Are you happy with the lineup? Let us know in the chat what your thoughts are on that. Are you happy with this Manchester United lineup today? Let us know. We're going to win. Great show, Mark. Shout out from London, says Magic. No Garnacho, he's on the bench. Sancho can't play off the left. He needs to be on the right wing, says Joseph. And yeah, well, look, my thoughts on the team are twofold. One, I'm not really bothered that Lindelof's playing at centre-back, by the way. I just would have gone with Luke Shaw, and I've said that countless times. I would have gone with Luke Shaw and Varane, and that's the last time I'm going to say it. Fred had to play. Absolutely guaranteed that had to happen. There's no doubts about that, so I'm happy about that. The only other reservation I've got a little bit is I don't like it when Bruno Fernandes, our captain, gets stuck out on the right-hand side. I don't like that. So I don't like it if that's going to happen. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I don't like it when it does. Super Everett says, come on United, all the way from Kansas. Can you shout out my dad Jack, says Super. Disgusted with the media Ten Hag revisionism. Remember last year, irrespective of the result, I feel connected to this squad and proud, says Ross. And if we don't win at least, we should injure 2 or 3 City players for the Champions League, says Glazers out. Yeah, I don't think that can be a strategy. And I don't think it... But you know what? I said it on the morning show this morning, funnily enough. I don't actually like the idea of our players in the tunnel shaking hands and Pep and Ten Hag shaking hands. I know it's the modern game. Hey, you've got the team news on the screen there. I know it's the modern way, but I actually just want to see a bit of grit. I think nobody ever gives Man City a bit of grit, and I'd like to see a bit of grit and determination in this game. So hopefully we will see that. But yeah, look, I do worry a little bit about Bruno. Where's Bruno? Because we've seen it a few times this season. He gets chucked out of position, and then people start saying he's having a bad game. I think he's one of our most influential players, and I don't want him stuck out on the right wing doing a job. You know, I want him. You know, I want him involved in the game, and I think Bruno's best involvement in the game is when he's in the midfield. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. Bruno on the right scares me, says Casey. I think if City really go for it, they can win the FA Cup, but maybe not the Champions League, says Alec. And what do you reckon, though, Mark? Because Pep got 89 points, that's 4 less than last season, and he added Phillips and the best striker in the world, says Nathan Allen. Sujai gifted a membership, and Carmelo said, Nelson, I don't need to read that. Lindelof's game today could either make or break the game. He needs to be at his very best. Come on, United, says Barry. Look, Lindelof deserves to start this final. I just would have gone with Luke Shaw. I've said my piece on that. I'm not going to keep going on about it. You know, everyone's got an entitlement to go with what they want, and that's the way I'm sure it will be. Garnacho's not even on the bench. Yes, he is. Red Devil. The bench has got Harry Maguire on it, Butland on it, Malacia, and obviously Delo. It's got Scott McTominay on there. It's got Palestri. It's got Alanga, and it's got Garnacho, and it's got Weghorst on there. 1 a.m. here and it's bloody freezing. I predict a 2-1 win to United. Love from New Zealand, says Gray. There are a lot of people around the world tuning in. You're very welcome. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. PK says, my 2 friends, Chris and Greg, are worried about the game. Can you reassure them for me? I'd love to. I'd love to reassure. But I'm not here to reassure because we are playing the best team in the country. Arguably the best team in the world. We are the underdog. We can win. All I want is this team to... Look, if Man City turn up and play to the best of their ability, they've got the better team and they've got the much better bench. They will win this game. If we turn up and we don't play well, they will win this game. If we turn up and play as well as we can and we lose, then I will sit here and go, they're a better run club with us, with a better team, and we just came up against a better team. But what I don't want to see is some of the shitty performances we've seen this season at the Etihad, at the Emirates, Actually, we weren't too bad at the Emirates, to be fair. At Anfield, at St James's Park. I don't want to see one of those stupid performances. Sorry, let me just end this. I don't want to see that. I don't want any excuses. If Fred has a good game, we're winning this. Mark my words, says Chiri. I actually do think Fred's performance... It's like flipping a coin, isn't it? Heads or tails. Shout out to my super fiancée, Susan, who gave birth to my 4th child, but first son, Anthony, yesterday. Come on, United. From Dublin, says Paul. Congratulations to you both. Mark, it's too much if we lose, and the Glazers announced they're staying tonight, says Andy. To me, whatever the lineup is, it's the attitude of our players that counts the most, says Kevin. Counter ball and a strict defence, let's bring it home, says Sujoy. Watching from Manila, let's protect our treble. Biggest game in a decade. Come on, United, says Tom. Say hi to Turn and Cassidy from Donegal, watching with his dad. Both watch your videos every day and are huge fans of the channel, says Chimney. Thank you very much to that, Cassidy. Thank you very much. We can only win this match if we win the midfield battle, says Cigar. Personally happier about Shaw at left back. Bernardo is class, and I think it's more important to stop the service to Haaland rather than defending him, says Joshua Bowater. I just worry about Erling Haaland if he can get himself in one-on-ones against Erik Ten Hag, against Victor Lindelof. That's what worries. That's what worries me a little bit. What's your score prediction? Says Butters. I'm going 1-0. My 2 friends, Chris and Greg, are worried about the game. We've done that one. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's what will be. What will be will be. Missed the live shows recently. You said no free transfers, but would you take Benzema as well as Højlund? No. Acid. No. I don't want Benzema. I've spoken about that before. I don't want Benzema because I feel that when you look at Man United's recent history of bringing in older strikers, I want us to look to the future. That's what I want us to do. What I also want to do is give you the... Look, I want to talk about the game for a moment. Mark, if we win, I have a gift for you in Dublin on Tuesday, says Sean from Ireland. I hope we win. And I agree with you, Mark, with the players in the tunnel smiling and laughing. Before you know it, game's over and it's 3-0 City. We need passion and aggression, says Ross. Love the videos, Mark. If we win, I'll buy United, says It's Savan. So let me just tell you what the Man City bench is. We know that the United bench has people like Alanga and Weghorst and Palestri and Garnacho as attacking options. Let's look at Manchester City's bench. Calvin Phillips, Nathan Ake, Laporte, Alvarez, Mahrez, Ederson, Foden, Palmer, Lewis. So they've got Phil Foden, one of the best English talents out there. They've got Mahrez, who I think is one of the best wingers in the country. You've got Alvarez, who's a fantastic player. And then you've got people like Calvin Phillips, Nathan Ake and Laporte. Their bench is incredible. And that's why our first team have got to get it right. We've got to get it right. That's what we've got to do. Because if one of those players doesn't turn up, they let us down. Like, imagine if Fred has a bad game, it's McTominay. If Jadon Sancho has a bad game, it's Garnacho. But if Rashford or Eriksen or Bruno has a bad game, you're talking about Alanga. You're talking about Weghorst. These players have got to turn up today. They have to turn up. If they don't, we will get beat. I think we can beat Man City. I think you can frustrate Manchester City. I want to talk a little bit about tactics now that we know the teams. Ace, thanks for your super chat. Can you please wish my lovely wife Jen a happy birthday? She's absolutely love it. Happy birthday to Jen from Rob. And Bruno works on the right against City because they have no left back, says David. The Glazers are here. Yes, expect that. I think against United, I think with Manchester City, let's just move across to Manchester City here. So with Manchester City, let's have a look at their lineup briefly here. So when you're playing Man City, you're playing Man City. But when you're playing Man City, you're playing a club that's manufactured. You know, they've got more oil running through them than bloody Shell. But no, none of that. It's too early for that. If we're losing 6-0, I'll start about all that. Oh, I will. Hi, Mark from Bangkok, says Ammon. So I think with this Manchester City side, what they'll try and do is they'll try and stretch us. So Grealish will hog the left touchline. Bernardo Silva will hog the right touchline. Gundogan and Rodri will run the midfield. And De Bruyne will wander around, picking up positions, trying to find crosses and balls to Haaland. The first thing you've got to do is shut Erling Haaland down. If Erling Haaland doesn't score today, we've got a good chance. So you've got to shut Erling Haaland down. That's job one. Job two is you've got to pick up the runners. Fred, Eriksen have to go with the runners. Casemiro, we don't want him getting pulled out centrally. So Fred, Eriksen have got to pick up the runners. Somebody said Eriksen's playing as a number 10 today because Bruno will play on the right. Well, he ain't playing as a number 10 because we ain't going to have that much of the ball on the attack, presumably. So Eriksen's another midfielder. He's got to be energetic. Third job, whoever's playing on the wing, and it looks like it's Bruno and Sancho, have got to track back and help the fullbacks out. It's not just about tracking back and helping and stopping Kyle Walker go forward or Akanji go forward. It's also about helping Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka with the overlap that can also occur with Gundogan and De Bruyne. So the fullbacks need to be supported by Bruno and Sancho. Eriksen needs to support Fred by picking up the runners. Casemiro's got to be allowed to control the middle. Lindelof and Varane have got to keep Haaland quiet. And the fullbacks need support. And if you do all of that, you've only kept a clean sheet. You've then got to find a way to score yourself. So it's a lot to do this. You can do it. So you do all that defensively. You know, your fullbacks need support. The midfielders have got to pick up the runners. The centre-backs have got to deal with Haaland. And then, when you get the ball, Marcus Rashford's got to be an out ball as much as he can. And he's got to get away from Kyle Walker because Kyle Walker's fast. So Rashford centrally does make sense because what we've got to do is get the ball and keep the ball. or get the ball and hurt them. Now, we can just try and counter all day. I'd like to see us get hold of the ball and play a bit of possession, you know. We don't need to just look for the long ball all the time. I don't want to beat the 6-0 Watford record, says Kirk. Okay. Mark, love your content. Any chance of coming to India in the future? I'd love to, Aditya. We need some just stop oil protesters to play at the back today, says Raz. And we should win this, Mark, so that our history remains. Say hi to everyone out there and wish all the best for the game, says Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas. Thanks for your message. Is it possible Bruno's a false 9, says Simulate? Well, it's possible. You know me. If you've been watching this channel for many years, you'll know that I have in the past got into arguments with people about team formations. Admittedly, it was in the days of bad days like Ollie and Mourinho and Van Gaal. I'm quite laid back now under Ten Hag because I trust him, and I don't really care what he does with the team. But Timber's at Wembley apparently. Interesting. Freddie's going to man-mark De Bruyne, I'm guessing, and going to be a very long day looking for the long ball. Hope Rashford has his running shoes on. Got to take our chances because we won't get many, says Sean Turner. Thanks for your insight, Sean. I feel that Bruno will not be playing as a false 9. And the simplest explanation I can give is I don't think Bruno will play as a false 9 because up against John Stones and Diaz, I just don't know what he offers. What does he offer as a false 9? He's got no pace, and they will just push higher and higher up the pitch. The reason you've got to play Rashford centrally is because you need an out ball. You need to make them think, and I don't think Bruno works as a false 9. I think if you're at home and you're playing against Norwich, you can play Bruno as a false 9 because you can have loads of the ball on the edge of their box. But I don't think Bruno as a false 9 works. In fact, I think he'd just become another midfielder, which would lead to more pressure. Would you press on the top today with City's ability to pass through it, says Akash? I think it's going to be a really interesting first 10 minutes. We know what Man City are going to do. They're going to do what Man City do. What Ten Hag's going to do is going to be really interesting. This season's success is built on a strong defence. These players better work hard today. Everything is on the line. Stop the City treble, says Anton. I think it will be Sancho on the right, Rashford on the left, and Bruno as a number 9. It will be good for pressing from the front, says Eggshell. Ben says, I cannot send us a super chat, but would you please read my chat? Mark, would mean a lot, says Ben. I just read it, so I don't know what else you want me to read. I'm certainly not going to go searching through many chats. K Sarah, whatever will be, 2-1 United, Fred and Casemiro to score. You're an inspiration, Mark, even though you can sometimes be a wind-up merchant, says Kay. Thank you very much, Kay. And Baladi BBC playing a Haaland documentary before the game. God, I want to see Fred pull out a Keno tackle, says Dorian. Look, the thing is, Haaland's a bit of a shithouse as well anyway, isn't he? He is a bit of a shithouse, Haaland. So I just think we need to get physical. I don't want to see handshakes and everything in the tunnel. I really, really don't. Anyway, we've got a couple of things that we're going to show you on the build-up. Let's hear from Adam, who's at the game. Let's see what he had to say.
Here we are outside Wembley on Wembley Way. Build-up is cranking up a notch now. City and United fans either side of me walking up Wembley Way here. Excited, nervous, everything. Everything that is involved in a cup final, plus the added Manchester derby vibe to this cup final. Every single City fan that I've spoken to is full of beans, confident. They're looking ahead to the Champions League. This is just one game in the way of completing the treble for them. They think it's a foregone conclusion. 4-0, 5-0. I've heard some predictions walking in here. They're not even concerned about what United's threats are and what threats are carried. You heard it yesterday on the show with Beth and other fans from other channels from City. They are full of confidence, and it's probably rightly so. I mean, they have been the juggernaut of the Premier League this season and should be going into this game confident. But United going in 4 games in a row, 4 wins, building up a little bit of form before this game. Let's not forget, we've been here twice already this season, 2 clean sheets. That's counted by City's clean sheets in every single game building up to the final in this competition this season. So both teams have reasonable optimism. I say City more. I mean, the odds say everything in the betting with this game. Personally, for me, it's all in the team news. We're about 2 hours away from the teams being announced here. So, honestly, it all comes down to if Anthony starts, is Garnacho going to start? If Anthony isn't playing, how he's going to set up that midfield and that attack. We know the defence is what it is. It just depends how Ten Hag sets up. Is he going to go with Bruno out wide in the front 3, then dropping back into a 5 to pack out the midfield? Is he going to go with Eriksen over Fred? They're the questions that everybody's asking. If you look back to what worked last time, and Ten Hag does usually revert back to what works when he's played oppositions and he's won before, you can see Fred coming in and you can see him playing alongside Bruno, Casemiro and Eriksen, as Bruno being in the front three. Then you would be looking at maybe a Sancho and a Rashford as a front two, with Bruno adding in where he can. But honestly, I only see this game going United's way if we don't concede the first goal. We have to score first. I can see a narrow 1-0 win for United. That's my bet. I'm going to go along with that. But it could also go the other way, like City fans think. Whenever United play City, it is always a case of City smash us or United get a narrow victory. That's just the way it's been. And right now, I really couldn't care less how we got the victory today. Whether it's extra time and penalties, if we get the win, it's that W and it's our name on that trophy. It stops them getting the treble. It gives us a first domestic double, I think, ever, and the first to become in Erik ten Hag's season. That's one hell of a start for our new manager, and that gives us that confidence going forward. Breeds winners against the best, and just gives City gives them a little kick in the gut, basically. Halts their charge and just reminds them that United are on the way back and United can compete at the top table. So that is where we're at with this. This is how important it is, and this is everything. This today, Manchester United fans and City fans, as much as they want to dismay it and pass it off as another game, it's not. They're nervous deep down, just like United fans are. This is what it's all about. This is a first time ever Manchester derby in an FA Cup final. So,
yeah, thanks to Adam there. We're not here forever, so we'll move on. Yeah, but nice to see a bit of Wembley there, wasn't it? And thank you to Adam for giving us his thoughts ahead of the game. So, I mean, look, there's a few people in the chat saying Garnacho's on the bench. I mean, I think the moderators just need to bin him off. This is a nonsense. He is on the bench, of course. City played well versus Arsenal, Real Madrid and Bayern, teams who like to press and have the ball. City like that, but we are adaptable, can sit in and counter, says Rohit. Blady, welcome to the Members Club, and we are Manchester and we are united. I'm proud to be a Red and I believe that we will rise again. On Ten Hag's signal, unleash hell. Come on United, says Oddy. Thank you very much, Oddy. And we need to be focused and motivated. Stick to the plan and please no silly mistakes at the back, says Bobby. And I'd be ecstatic to end the season with a derby win and a trophy. Take that positivity in the summer. Cheers, Mark, says Andrew. Well, look, I think we are... I mean, look, I was just looking there. I can't even believe that we've been live for half an hour already. You know, this week's gone quick and today it's gone quick as well. I was thinking about the game at the Etihad and... you know, obviously we did beat them with a goal that was offside, so I don't really take into any account what happened at Old Trafford. I thought we played well at Old Trafford, but you know, it was a tight game. Come on, Mark, let's do this. My mentality is even if we lose, I'm proud of how far Erik ten Hag has got us. No, slow sports news. Come on, it's not about what Ten Hag's done. This is about Man United's history. I mean, you're right. Whatever happens, Ten Hag's had a good season. I think that has to be said. But this is more than that. This is I actually think, you know, we should be bordering on getting red cards in this game. Like, there should be so much passion. Hi, Mark. What's the update on Garnacho? Can't see him on the squad, says Naman. He's on the bench. BS, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much for joining the Members Club. Lots of you watching. Don't forget, it's a 3 o'clock kickoff, so we're literally about 28 minutes away from the start of this game. Please do subscribe. We're very close to 660,000. We should be able to hit it today. It's a big game. It's a big stream. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. Of course, the summer's about to come. This is the last game of the season for United, but that's where it really does kick in. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock shows as well. Lots going on. Just in relation to transfers, just a very quick update. I know our minds are on the FA Cup, and mine certainly are. But in relation to transfers, the Times are reporting today that Manchester United are now in discussions with Chelsea for Mason Mount. So it's getting closer in relation to that. I hope Erik ten Hag tells Fred, your job today is not about touching the ball. It's not about making passes. Your job is De Bruyne. That's all De Bruyne, says Killen. Not ideal, but I'd rather have Bruno on the right than Weghorst up front. But either way, I'm fairly optimistic, says the Inquisition. Bobby, thank you very much. Wembley is our backyard. We need to win in order for City to lose hope in the Champions League final, says Angel. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for those super chats that are coming in. You can do that through the $sign, of course. Timbers at Wembley, says Lewis. What do we think about that then? There's probably loads of people at Wembley. There's probably loads of footballers at Wembley. Beckham's at Wembley as well. He can't play. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what you've got with United is a very, very, very big game of football where we need to be ready to go and ready to go from the off. I think I saw Beth saying on Twitter that BBC don't have Garnacho on their subs list. It's weird. They've got Maguire, Malacia, Delo, Weghorst, Pellistri, Butland, Elanga and McTominay. He's on the Man United account, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But for some reason they've sacked the admin basically. Goldbridge, your lad, come on United, says was his face, and on Man United app Garnacho isn't on the bench either. Right, okay, let me just double check this for you because I'm pretty sure he was on the bench when we the easiest way to solve this is just to bloody tweet it. United do. United have got him on the bench. Let me just double check. Yeah, Man United tweeted it 34 minutes ago. Garnacho's on the bench, so yeah, I don't think there's a problem there. I just, for some reason, I think there's a couple of outlets that have missed out on it for some reason. But yeah, he is on the bench. I'm pretty sure he is. We'd know about that. Mark, I'm looking forward. Good. No point looking back. Am I the only one wishing that Martinez was in the lineup? We could really use him today, says Andrew. And Goldbridge, your lad, come on United. Erik Ten Hag's red and white army, says what's his face. BS, thank you very much for joining the members club. And Garnacho's actually warming up on the pitch, by the way. Old mate says yes, Mark. And Garnacho isn't in the squad listed in the Man United app, says Amrit. He's actually on the pitch warming up. So, he and he's named on the United. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Bruno on the wing worries me, says Michael. And what's your actual thoughts on the possible scoreline, says Zane? I think, as I've said many times before, Rashford to do the damage today, says Robert McCormack. I think, as I've said many times before, if Man United are going to win this, I think it'll be a tight 1-0 or a 2-1 or something like that. Man City don't concede many goals as well. A lot of people are saying you've got to keep Man City to a clean sheet. I agree with that. You've got to keep Erling Haaland quiet. I agree with that. But also, they don't concede many goals. Like, they've got a good defence. So we've got to find a way to keep it tight. Definitely. I tell you what, I'm liking the suit combo of Erik Ten Hag. I'm loving that. Navy blue, white shirt, red tie. Lovely combo. And remember, Sir Alex Ferguson will be leading the team out in a few minutes. Mark, Bruno was on the wing last time we played Man City. Says try. But I don't like Bruno on the wing. I tell you why I don't like Bruno on the wing. He's our best player, and you're moving him from his best position. And we've done it a lot this season, and he's had a lot of stick this season. I've seen Bruno on the left. I've seen him on the right. I've done the match reaction. I've done the player ratings. And people have said things like, "Oh, Bruno was crap today," and you go, "But he's done so many jobs for the team. You may as well get him sweeping the car park." And I think he's the captain of the team. He's one of our best players. Does De Bruyne have to go out on the wing for Man City? I don't know. Sometimes he probably does, but I like Bruno to play in Bruno's position. But because he's so adaptable and because he's so good at doing a job for the team, he's always the one that ends up playing out of position. He's not a right winger. He's not a left winger. He's not a holding midfielder. He's a number 10, a number 8 at a push. And it always worries me when Bruno's there. But I suppose the alternative is what else would you do? Like, we're really short. We've got no Anthony. We've got no Martial. We've got no Sabitzer. We are short. And unfortunately, that's just the way it is. The official team sheet posted by Simon Stone has got Garnacho in it, says Akash. Thank you very much. Win or lose, we are rid of Maguire. Finally, says Lake on the move. Well, that's only if he wants to go, mate. Goal scoring threats, Rashford. Yeah, I think Sancho needs to have the game of his life today. Yeah, they do need to do that. He does need to do that. I have confidence in Varane and Casemiro because they're used to these sort of games. De Gea as well. Luke Shaw's very experienced. Lindelof deserves the opportunity. We've not spoken about Wan-Bissaka, but he's been very reliable defensively, and that's what we're going to need today. Sancho's a bit of a question mark, we know, but these are the sort of games that can remove that question mark. Eriksen's a question mark as well. He's not been very good since he came back from injury. He's got to get involved in this game. I don't think Eriksen's really had a good game since he came back. And we spoke about Eriksen when he was injured, and we know we missed him. And we spoke about how Eriksen's that player that can take the ball deep and play between the lines, and we're more creative with Eriksen, and it's not really worked since he came back. Rashford's got to have a good game. We know Rashford can be quiet. He's got to be in the right mindset. Big game, big performance, hopefully. A lot of things have got to go right, but if they do go right, if Sancho has a good game, if Eriksen has a good game, if Bruno has a good game, if Rashford has a good game, then you're probably going to win the game. And we've not, and of course, we'll save the most important person till last. Fred had to play in this game. We know with Fred, you throw it up in the air and you don't know what you're going to get when it lands, and we need a vintage Fred performance here. If we win, we get close to Arsenal by 1 cup, says Alex. And fun fact, Ten Hag was the coach of the reserves team at Bayern, while Guardiola was the coach of the first team at Bayern. Come on, United, we have to win, says Joskian. And I cannot send a super chat, but could you please read my chat, Mark? Would mean a lot, says Ben. Yeah, but we don't know what you want us to read. Why didn't you just put it on there and I would have read it? These players better worked hard today. Everything is on the line. Stop the treble, says Anton. Hi, Mark. Rumour has it Timber is in attendance. Can you please confirm, says Samir. Well, I think Timber is in attendance, but as I said, it's quite a big game of football, and it's in London, and it's lovely weather, and the season's over. I would imagine there might be quite a lot of footballers who are attending this game today. It's not unusual. Mark, I think United are going to win, says Badger. Good. I think we all have to say we're going to win, whether we're worried or not. You've got to go with the United win. That's what we're here to do. We have to go with it. Fred, Casemiro and Bruno's inner beast mode needs to be unleashed, says it wasn't me. And super chat from Haram Min says, I have been praying for this exact lineup all week. In my prayers, Bruno's place as a false 9 through the middle, though. Can I just say, I've already said this, so I respect everybody's opinion here. But what is it about Bruno at false 9 that makes you think it'll work against Man City? He's not quick. We won't have any of the ball. We won't be pressing them high up the pitch because we'll back off. What does Bruno at a false 9 do, other than drop into midfield and let that City team push higher up? I think you play Rashford at 9 because you've always got the ball over the top and it will stop them pushing higher. It will keep Diaz and Stones thinking. But, when I say Diaz and Stones, that terrifies me. They're so bloody good defensively. They just don't concede many goals, Man City, and that's a problem in itself. For the last 2 or 3 years, Pep has built a team that doesn't concede goals as well. This is going to go one or two ways. They're going to score first and score second and probably score 3 and 4, or we'll score first and it'll be tight. But I think we win it by 1 or they win it by 3 or 4, and I've said that a while. Which fills in for Mohammed's score prediction there. BBC or ITV, says Roman. Well, it's on both, yeah. It's on both here. I normally go with... I normally go with the one without the adverts, to be honest. Hi, Mark. I really do think this is a physically and mentally drained City team. We really do have a chance, says it Sam. Do you really? I hope so. Andrew says, could we break Haaland's legs for the win? Yeah, well, we're not going to be doing that. I don't know. I haven't seen Manchester City play loads, but I have seen, obviously seen them in the Champions League a lot, and they haven't looked particularly fatigued to me. He must have listened to Rooney's tactical lineup, says Robert McCormack, with a wink. Well, as I say, I'm on TalkSport tonight on the call-in, and like normally on a Saturday night, you could get Everton fans, Arsenal fans calling in. There's one bloody game. One game today. If we lose, it's just going to be bloody City fans, isn't it? Timber is at Wembley, says Z3. And our chances are going to have to come thick and fast. I can already see Eriksen spraying long balls over the top to Rashford. He needs to be on his game, says DJ. And also, Mark, look at Indian cricketer with his wife. I haven't seen that, Kalka. Varane and Casemiro's record in finals is our greatest positive. Although Pep's record is just as good, worst case, Inter is going for a treble themselves, and they have quite a few ex-United players, says Nick. Champion United, says Ad, and I think we've got a better chance of beating Man City than Inter. I might be doing Inter dirty there, but that's just what I feel. Hi Mark, thanks for all the great content. Come on United. I can't speak, says Andrew. Mark, can you see Bruno on the left at times to give Sancho time on the right? He's in good form. Yeah, I think that can happen, Brody. I think that can happen. Rob says Pennsylvania Reds. City went for the treble, lost to United and Milan. Haaland left for Real. Pep, he got the can. Go Reds. Summon up the spirit of Wigan, says Rob. And City win treble and we get Qatar, or City lose treble but we get Sajin, says United's cool. Not playing that game. I've played the game and that's just nonsense. I've got no say in that. So I don't like hypotheticals like that because I've got no say in it. You know. Are you nervous? Says Adam. Well, is everybody else nervous? I mean, I think Adam's a gooner because he's got the Arsenal badge. I'm not nervous actually. I rarely get nervous. I think when the game kicks off, that's when I start to get energized. But I'm not nervous. No. Because I think nerves can be a bad thing. And I'm acting like I'm actually playing, but I'm not playing, of course. I'm not nervous, no. I'm in need of a stretch. Got my FA Cup ball, which I'll break. Got my FA Cup ball, look. I'm booting that if we lose. But no, I'm not nervous. I'll give that away in Dublin, actually. I've got a few balls to give away in Dublin. Yeah, I'm not nervous. I'm excited, but many of you have said it, and I completely agree. This game depends on how United perform. We know what Man City are. It's very unlikely Man City are going to have a bad day. Man City are what they are. What the problem is for us is we know United, over the course of the season, we've not had that many good games. We've had very workmanlike games, and we've had a few bad games, and we've ground out a few results, and we've defended well, but we've not had many what I would call easy on the eye performances. So we're so hard to predict. All I ask is that the players deliver. That's what they've got to do. City players thinking of next week, going hard, says Steve. Watching with my girls, Harper and Rooney. United, says Sean, thank you. Yeah, and look, you know, there might be an edge there. They've got a Champions League final a week away, and they might be thinking about the final. They might be thinking about the biggest game. And the Champions League is a bigger game for them. Maybe they are going to think about that. Maybe there is a bit of an edge. Maybe, look, you've got to put a few tackles in, but let's not forget that Man City are very wise. And the referee, which we've not even spoken about, the referee could have a massive part to play in that game, in this game. Paul Tierney's the referee. And you've got to look at things like that. You have. I can't believe BBC are doing a piece on David De Gea and the mistakes he's made this season when he's won the Golden Glove. You know what you can do? You can swivel on that. They're just so thick. They've probably got some runner going, let's do a piece on David De Gea. We just won the bloody Golden Glove. That's not why we're not going to beat Man City, you dozy prats. Yeah, where's the piece about City's... breaking through City's defence? Where's the piece about how wide Manchester City play to put crosses into the box? No, let's do a piece on David De Gea at the back. Fucking idiots. Absolute idiots. Who's the producer? Beth. Paul Turney seems to always be a good ref for us, says Kanye. Look, the reality is Grealish goes down more than Tom Daly. And I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about when he's jumping off a diving board. You filthy lot. They're wise. Gundogan's wise. Rodri's wise. They also do clever fouls as well. Up the Reds, says Mind to Might. You're a generational talent. Thank you. And sorry if you mentioned it. Did you see Maguire saying that he only knows Haaland's weakness? And I think it's a 2-2. Yeah, Furman. That was a fake account. That was a fake account. It's a very funny fake account, but it was a fake account. BBC said this could be David's last game for United when they showed the lineups. They're idiots, mate. They're out of the loop, says. But the BBC's rubbish now. They're absolutely rubbish. They are archaic. They probably have the same people working for them that they had 20, 30 years ago. They are not finger on the pulse. I don't take any notice of them. Mark, I've been praying for this exact lineup all week. Wow, we've done that one from hell. Look, there's a marching band. It's a sunny day. This reminds me of FA Cup finals gone by. It really does. It's got something written all over it. It's got nostalgia. It's got importance. Mark, City, a bunch of plastics, but toys. We are United. Also, Charlotte is a prat, says JD. What minute in the first half will Fred get a yellow? Then it's written in the stars that he'll score the winner. Come on, United, says Paul. And United 3, City 0. That's right, I said it. Let's go. Neo, you are on the strong stuff. I can't imagine Man United winning 3-0 against Man City. It's going to be, if we're going to do it, it's going to be tight. Simple as that. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're on the road to 660k today, this afternoon. So please do subscribe. Remember, Manchester United's bench is not strong. Weghorst, Alanga, both on there. Garnacho, Palestri, the other attacking talents. We're 300 subscribers away from 659,000. So please take a second to click the button in the bottom right-hand corner and subscribe to the channel. Get involved with the United Stand. It's going to be a big summer in relation to sales and purchases as well. So get involved. Thanks for all the content this season, Mark. Hope United can win it and go out with a bang today, says Winston. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I'm definitely with you on that. Right, players are about to come out onto the pitch. Sir Alex Ferguson will lead United out. Summerby will lick out. He will walk. He's not licking anything out. Summerby of Man City. Man City fans won't know who he was. Used to play for them in the 70s. He'll be walking out of the Man City players. Mark, since you were in your 30s when United won the treble, did you think there would ever be another English side to win the treble in your lifetime? Says Tim. You're just rude, Tim. I'm not even going to respond. You're just rude. Our bench is mid-table at best. Big summer needed. 1-0 Casemiro header. This is Charlie Max. I absolutely love you, Mark, getting me through every day with your constant streams. So pumped for the game tonight, hoping for a 3-1 win. I think it's a shame what the Glazers are doing to our club, says Brandon. Henry's a new member to the club as well. Thank you very much. We're just waiting for the players to come out. Look at glorious, glorious Wembley. A lot of shadows on the pitch because it's so big now. They need to open the bloody roof a bit. That's there should be more. I mean, we need more sun on the pitch. David Beckham's there. Lots of flags, great atmosphere, bit of fireworks. 10 minutes to kick off. Would you fancy us if it goes to penalties, says Andrew? I don't want penalties. I mean, imagine if Man City win the treble and they win it because they beat us on penalties. I mean, it's a bit like Liverpool winning the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup last year and they won them both on penalties. I'd rather get beat in 90 minutes than lose on penalties because at least there's some credibility then to them beating us. Oh, they're taking the time here. The bloody band's playing and we want to start the game. Get on with it. Here's Liam Gallagher, mad for it. Our kids, mad for it. I'm bloody mad for it. I'm telling you now. Come on, Man City. 3-2, mate. Prince William's having a chat. Oh, we ain't kicking off at 3 o'clock. I'm telling you now, this is not kicking off at 3 o'clock. Fasia Poznan from the City fans today, says Tom. Oh, they'll do it. They'll definitely do it. Hi, Mark. Big game. Hope you and your family are well, mate, says Leroy. Yep, thanks for tuning in, mate. It's going to be an interesting one, this one, isn't it? We're just getting ready for it to get going, but there ain't no way this is kicking off at 3 o'clock, I don't think. Sir Alex and Summerby. He actually is licking the cup out. No, he's not really. He's holding the cup with Sir Alex. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Do-do, says Matteo. Thanks, Matteo. Well, it's game face time, isn't it? Here come the players. That tracksuit top for Man City is horrible. I've started already. Lots of people nervous in the chat. Let's get ready to rumble. Got you on loudspeaker in the living room. Big up Bertha, Dan, Ems and Charlie. Come on United. Believe we can win. Thanks for Mark for all your content. Alexa, play Thunderstruck by AC/DC. We need a bit of that. If I could play it, I would. Trust me, I would. But we are awaiting the players now. Colin's scared. Nothing to be scared about. It's a battle. It's a battle ahead. Many battles are won. United in the chat. Glazers out, says Sohel. There's a battle ahead. Well, Sir Alex isn't leading the team out. We were lied to. He's taken the cup out. Why is he holding his arm? Well, they are old. There's a battle ahead. Many battles are lost. Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-dum. Mark, can you show us City's formation? We missed it. Actually, I'm just going to get the stats carousel going round here. Right, the players are ready to come out now. Man United not wearing a tracksuit. Oh, here we go. David De Gea's just shook hands with Gundogan. Don't do it, David. Casemiro don't want any of it. No, Diaz has just done it with Bruno. Fuck off. Get off. I'd be like, you know what? I don't care if you play for Portugal. Piss off. I won't be having that. I'm the captain of the team. He's just coming. Look, he's going down the whole bloody line. Piss off, Diaz. Get stuffed. Oh, I can't stand that. He's gone down the whole line shaking hands. Do one, you bloody... You know what that's all about? It's trying to make you calm down. Oh, he's a nice guy. It's psychological. It makes you calm down. See the enemy. Piss off. I'm not shaking hands with you. Do one. Couldn't imagine watching this match without this community, says Alec. And do you think Harry Kane will go to United, says Alex. I don't know. And welcome to the Members Club, Aaron. Casemiro looks focused. Oh, here we go. Pep and Ten Hag are doing it now. No. Ten Hag was looking at Pep like he wants to take him out to bloody Nando's there. He was like this. Jog on. I can't be doing with any of this. I'm old school. I don't agree with it. I'm not interested. You're not my friend. I'm not scared of you. You're my enemy for 90 minutes. Bloody do one. Battle of the Bastards, not Battle of the Baldies. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Sunny day at Old Trafford. Sunny day at Wembley. We are what we are. We do what we do. Casemiro doesn't look impressed with all the hugs and kisses, says Charlie. No, he's the real deal. He is. He knows what this is all about. He's played in now Clásicos. He'd be like, what you doing? What you doing? None of this. None of this. We're not having any of that. Somebody just said in the chat, why is Maguire not playing? Got nothing to prove. You know, that's probably the worst interview he's ever done. That was the biggest jinx ever. I've got nothing to prove. I don't think he's played since. Yeah, he'll be lifting. Look, as long as I see Harry Maguire lifting a trophy today, I'll be happy. Figure that one out. That's all I want to see. Ready to go. Yeah, I'm starting. You can tell I'm starting to get ready. This is when the game starts for me. That's when it kicks in. You know, we've all been here before. It's when the game starts for me. That's when I start. I'm edgy. I'm a bad watcher of games like this. I'd rather be on the pitch. I've got no chance of being on the pitch. I'm not good enough, but I would rather be on the pitch than in the stands. 100%. You know what worries me? It's United. We're so bloody unpredictable. You just don't know what you're going to get, do you? You don't. I mean, we literally could go out there and play the best game we've played all season, or we could be 4-0 down after 5 minutes and absolutely overwhelmed. I do think that, look, I think Man City are relentless, but I do think you can get at City if you can just keep it tight for 20 minutes. I don't support United, but I hope you guys win. But I know. You know what? It's weird. I know Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans that want us to win. They don't want this Man City side to do a treble because they don't think it's authentic. If Diaz came near me, he'd get him one on his chin. This is war for 90, says Luke. Pep's outfit, it's just disrespectful, says Zhao. I don't take any notice of Pep. Someone's singing a song. I think she's singing Mary Had a Little Lamb or something. No, she's not. She's singing the national anthem because Grealish is doing it. And Prince William. Man United to win. Can't believe I'm saying that, but it's about real football clubs. Stay Qatar free, says Mr. Teabag. Yeah, I mean, look, I think... Yeah, I don't really care what anybody else wants. I care about what we want, and we want Manchester United to win, don't we? That's what we want. Please do subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, you're all very welcome. The United stand. There's a lot of tenseness out there. There's a lot of tenseness in the chat. I'll tell you what, I'm not. I'm excited. I'm excited. I always say this. If you're a long-term viewer of the United stand, I always say this. And you get to know each other, don't you? I've always said this over the years. These are the games I want to play. I don't want to play Wigan. The worst cup final I've ever watched with United was Millwall. It was like... It's a trophy, but you knew you'd won it before the game even started. I don't want to play Millwall in the cup final. I want to play Man City. I want to play the best. These are the games you remember, rightly or wrongly. Graham, let's go, Mark. I want to play these games. I mean, it makes it sound like I'm pro Super League, which I'm not, but I just want to play these games. Chase, welcome to the Members Club, because I tell you what, it's the old adage of you live by the sword or you die by the sword, don't you? You know, if you want to play and you want to win, it's a much better win when you beat the best. I get a feeling we're going to win, says Javier. Breathe it in. So nervous, Mark. Calm me down, says Parksy. Parksy, calm down, mate. Calm down. Take a breath. Take a breath. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this now. I'm ready for this. I'm Jesse J. Easy Jets. It's so exciting, says Ashling. I agree. I agree. And we win it today, or we win it when they get all their trophies. They're doing the Poznan strip from them, says Leds. And 34 months, says Deuce. And Dylan, welcome to Members Club. You know why they do the Poznan? Because they know it irritates everybody. But you know why it irritates people? Because you look idiots. That's why. It's irritating because it looks cringe. And they do it to wind people up. But people don't like it because it looks cringy. It's not like, oh, we don't like it because you look, it's not like what the New Zealand players do. Intimidation at the start with is it the hacker? Jump in with your back. I tell you what, carry on doing it all game and you won't be able to see it, you bloody idiots. It's just, and also you nicked it. It's manufactured as well. It's like everything, isn't it? You nicked the idea from somebody else. It's not authentic. Again, sponsored by IKEA. We win it today. I've done that one from Leds. Thanks for the super chats. Right, we're ready to go here. Man City are in a huddle. Man United aren't. Fucking huddle. Huddle off. Making everyone wait in a huddle, look. Go City! Come on, lads. Let's do it. Let's do it for Sean Gota. Let's do it for the lads. 1, 2, 3. Everybody go. Go City! Let's do it. Come on. Let's do it for our history. We need to win this. Looking forward to Mount, says Aaron. Right, I'm about ready to start the clock here. Gundogan kicks the game off and we're ready to go. Look, Man City have gone long ball already there. Flicked into Haaland. Oh, my God. The fuck are we doing? You can't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. What did I say before the game? Pick up the fucking runners. 15 seconds in. 15 seconds. Pick up the runners, I said. Pick up the runners. Gundogan has got a bloody volley on the edge of the box, unmarked. Fucking useless pricks. What a waste of time. You've just fucked it. You absolute dickheads. Who are... Oh, I can't speak about this. Absolute twats. Where's the midfield? Where's bloody Eriksen? It's Eriksen. It's bloody Eriksen again. Eriksen again. Simple as that. Lost his runner. I told you. He's a bloody waste of space. Oh, you know what? I hate being tactically astute. But we spoke about this in the build-up. You've got to go with your runners. He's lost his bloody runner in the first 15 seconds. Fucking idiot. I tell you what, you're in for a long afternoon now. You know, I have people telling me, oh, you're not fair on Eriksson. Since he's come back, he's bloody useless. He doesn't track his man. Fucking idiot. I'm fuming. It's a bloody cup final. And you've not switched on. You've had a whole bloody week to... That's embarrassing, that is. 15 seconds in and you can't be arsed. Ball watching. Bloody statue, man. Jesus Christ, that's unacceptable. It's a good goal by Gundogan, but it's unacceptable. Giving Man City a 1-0 lead. You're bloody idiot. I'm fuming. I don't know whether it comes across. I'm absolutely fuming. Not picking up your runner. Well, they've got to pick their heads up here. They've got to pick their heads up quickly. Very, very quickly. Absolute ridiculous. Look at Lindelof. He's going to get... Kick him. I'm fuming with that. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable in a cup final of this magnitude to be... I can't be arsed in the first 15 seconds. If you can't be arsed in the first 15 seconds, what does that say about you? Fucking fuming. No, he's giving a free kick on De Bruyne there. Need to switch on here. Get your bloody heads up. Where's the leadership here? Oh, God. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I knew it as soon as it dropped, it was going in, and De Gea knew as well. As soon as that bounced, it was going in. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting in the first 15 minutes of a cup final to have a central midfielder for Man City letting the ball bounce and volleying it from the edge of the box with no one near him. It's nearly 2-0 as well. Switch the bloody hell on! What are you? Now here we go again, isn't it? It's bloody United back again. Bottle jobs. What are they doing? Rodri's nearly scored here. De Gea's beat. Fucking what? They're like a bloody poppadom sword. Just fractured and disintegrating. Oh, well, I'll be switching this off in a minute. I'm telling you, this could be over very quickly. Oh, here we go. The excuses are coming in already here. Somebody says, don't worry, it'll all be done with an asterisk. Getting Liverpool 7-0 vibe, says the HPN. Burnt's gifted 5 memberships. Thanks, pal. I cannot send... I've done that one. Bored of that. I'm not rage quitting. I'm just fuming. I'm fuming. Absolutely fuming. I just can't understand why we've started off like this. Oh, fucking hell. It's going to be hard to watch this now. They're absolutely... The thing is, this is what happens, though. They're the favourites, and they've scored in the first 15 seconds. So, you know, you've boosted their confidence, haven't you? You've given them a free hit. Already lost the game in the tunnel. Wasted time. I'd rather go out and enjoy my weekend, says Jay. Here's Grealish. Shoots wide. It's not 2-0. Oh, my bloody mouse is broke now as well. There we go, got it. We got it. This is going to be a long afternoon, Mark. I can hear the treble winners already ringing around the stadium, says Jack. Why did we actually think that lots of pressure, excitement and build-up would be a good thing for these players? No mentality at all, says Mario. Thanks, Mario. I'm just, you know what? I don't like to individualise, but we spoke about it all week. Don't pick Eriksen. And he's found a way to pick him, hasn't he? He didn't need to pick him. You know, Bruno's out on the right wing so we can accommodate Eriksen, who doesn't track his fucking man. He's an ex-Spurs player. What would he know about winning trophies? I'm fuming with him. I'll calm down. I do like Eriksen, but you've got to track your man. It's just not forgivable. I can't understand how in the first 15 seconds there's a Man City player unmarked on the edge of the box hitting a volley. Like, the first 15 seconds, it doesn't make any sense. And he's playing in Bruno's role, who wouldn't do that. PC Gamer says this is 7-0 loading. We always switch off in the big games, says Sebastian. It's one player, mate. One player is switched off. He thinks he's a number 10 and he thinks he doesn't have to work out hard anymore. We haven't settled at all here. Come on, Fred. There's Bruno. Come on. Into Sancho. Come on, we've got to get back into this. Have a bit of the ball. Bruno, central. Eriksen, back to Bruno. Where's he going to go? Casemiro, he might have a shot. It's a long way out. Too far. Just need to have a bit of the ball. Nice header by Bruno. Can we stay positive? There's still 80 minutes, says Dale. Yeah, well, this is better from United. A bit of the ball. Bit of possession. And ball! Kyle Walker! Fuck off. Offside. Ten Hag's not happy about something. He's given an offside. Don't worry, Mark. I'm sure it will only end up 3-0, says NA. I'm not giving up. But, I'm not giving up on this. This time. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're very close to 659,000, about 100 away. It's not over, lads, says not. Frog says, get a grip, it's only 1-0. No, well, I actually disagree with that. I don't think you should just be calm that we're losing 1-0. It's a gift. You can't gift a goal. We gifted a goal. It's a very good finish by Gundogan, but a player of that quality on the bounce like that, we've all hit them down the park. You'd expect to hit the target. It's just unforgivable. Like I say, it's unforgivable. It's a really good goal, but somebody bounced the ball on the edge of the box for you, on your strong foot, unmarked. You should be hitting the target. We can do this, lads, says Tony. There will be a comeback. Remember 3-2 with Jose, says Mike. It's mad with Eriksen, isn't it? I think since that injury, he just doesn't look very good anymore, does he? Did he come back from the injury too quick? This is Manchester United we're talking about here, says Elliot Wallace. Rashford has to accommodate Eriksen by tracking his runner, says Sumi. And does De Gea know he can dive, or does he prefer being a spectator, says Alex. Mate, I don't think you save those shots, mate. You might want to try. You might want to try it one time. Oh, that's got that. That should be a. Oh, Casemiro's up. Akanji. Oh, it was actually Casemiro who scraped his foot down Akanji there. Got to be careful here. They might review it. You never know. When Casemiro accidentally fouls somebody. You never know. You never know with VAR. Pep would have worn a hoodie to the royal wedding, says Mace. I don't think there is any VAR review on this, thank God. I mean, that'd be just bloody typical, wouldn't it? Let's be honest, it's over, says Ryan. It's not over yet. Play on, says the ref. Good. Thank God Andre Mariner's not involved. Again, I think in slow motion, people just see a red card, don't they? But he went for the ball and Akanji ended up getting studs on his ankle. We've seen loads of those not giving us red cards recently. I ain't worried. Who is BBC commentary Kaiser? Because it'll be crap, whoever it is. They ain't got a bloody clue. Goal kick to Man City. Mark, this United mentality comes from the very top and the culture the Glazers set. You're spot on again on Eriksen starting, says Rez. And we need to stop the long balls to Rashford. It's not going to work with Walker and Akanji in the team. They are fast, says Fabian. Oh, Genus. That's all we needed to say. I would, if I see him on the telly, I switch it off. And you know why I switch it off? Because he's uneducated. I'll never, ever, ever forget when the game got cancelled with Liverpool and he sat on national TV and said, I don't know why Man United fans are protesting. The Glazers spend loads of money on transfers. I was just like, this is what my licence fee pays for. Idiots that, talking absolute nonsense. Look at the flicks again. Eriksen with a bad pass. It's just, get rid of the flicks. You're playing Man City, for God's sake. Stop flicking the ball. Put Bruno back at 10. Sancho on the right. Bring Eriksen off for Plestri and put him on the left. It's the only way we have a chance, says Jack. Here's Rashford through the middle. Needs a bit of help. Into Sancho. Loads of City players back there. Oh, it's just they're very good, City. They're very good. Defensively, they're very good. They're very hard to break down. Eriksen is such a useless player for this type of game. Our press is really suffering for this game, says Daniel. Missing Anthony already. Well, we're always going to miss Anthony, Lil. And I love you, Mark. Hopefully the boys will come out on top, says Ibby. And I don't get it. They clearly know what they're supposed to be doing, but they just look so bewildered, says UK Enterprise. Thanks for the super chat, pal. 15 minutes gone. Man United are 1-0 down. They were down in 15 seconds. Robbo says, why are we always trying flicks? Good touch by Fred. Eriksen gets in his bloody way. I tell you what, Eriksen needs to switch on. He's having the worst game I've seen. I mean, his passing's off. He's getting in everybody's bloody way. I'm sure. Didn't he used to be a number 10? Thing is, for City, they love keeping the ball, don't they? They haven't got to push anything now because they've won the game. They don't need to push it. Sancho should be winning that. That's more your ball, Jayden, than fucking Rodri's. That's just not wanting to put a tackle in there. Come on. Put the bloody tackles in. Yeah, Man City will just ping it around now. Can't get... Well, we're not going to have a lot of possession, are we? Have we got the stats carousel going round, actually? Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, it should be going round. Here is City. It's got to be offside there, Haaland, surely. If he's not offside there, that would have been 2-0. Living on the edge. Look at Eriksen there, just letting it go past him. Stop looking for somebody else to do your bloody job. Nice ball in. Sancho, he hasn't got the pace. Kyle Walker. The thing about City, they defend so well as well. Regardless what happens today, Mark, my husband and I don't watch a single game without you on. We appreciate you, mate, says Marima. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. UK Enterprise, we've done that from you. Thank you very much. He's struggling at the moment, Christian. The game's just passing him by. Unfortunately, we said it before the game. We really missed him when he was injured. And then he came back, and I don't think he's had a good game since he came back. It's almost like he never got back fit. It's a nightmare. You know, it's a nightmare. I mean, basically, it's a living nightmare because nobody wants to start a game Man City 1-0 down. Like, nobody does. And that's effectively what we've done. You know, because of Eriksen, we've started this game 1-0 down. Please can Eriksen come off, says Christopher. My cousin's birthday today. Love from China, says YKTV. Well, one thing I would say in a general performance is I'm not seeing enough tackles. You know, I saw that one with Sancho a few minutes ago where he was the favourite to get the ball and he backed out and let Rodri win it. Erik Ten Hag needs to be ruthless. Eriksen off for Garnacho, says Nick. See, look at Eriksen there. Fred needs help and Eriksen's just nothing. He's jogging back. He ain't got the legs for this game. And people moan about us going for Mason Mount. Can you see now why Ten Hag wants Mason Mount? Mason Mount's got legs. If Man United are bringing 100% energy, then City are bringing 150%. They need to step it up, says Ali. Oh, this is easy at the moment. It's very easy for City. Look, I wouldn't take Eriksen off and bring Garnacho on. I'd take Eriksen off and bring McTominay on. You know, we've got what we've got. Philip's just gifted a membership. Thanks, Philip. I don't think that's even a foul by Varane. I think that's just clever by Haaland. Clever boy. These players don't know what this game is, says Nathan. Well, mate, it's an individual mistake at the end of the day. Please do subscribe, by the way. We're actually only 10 subscribers away from 660,000, so thanks for getting involved. I'll change that in a bit, half time. What do you think about Kevin De Bruyne, says YKTV? I think whatever plan we've got is been ruined by somebody switching off. De Bruyne has not done anything in this game. Haaland's not done anything in this game. This game has been dictated by somebody switching off in the first 15 minutes in a game that's huge. I like Lindelof, but it was also a poor header. You never put in right back into the centre of the mix. Got to head it away at the sides. It's Blake. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a catalogue of mistakes from United, Blake, and I don't dismiss that. You know what I would have said? I don't really want to talk about Lindelof because I want him to do well, but I would have played Luke Shaw at left centre-back. It's almost as if they targeted Lindelof. Uhtred says, is there a return policy on Eriksen? No, I like Eriksen, and I'm sure he can be a valuable player for us next season, but You know, that could have been a Casemiro. That could have been Fred. It could have been Bruno. It could have been Rashford. It could have been Sancho. I'd be saying the same thing. In a cup final, in the first 15 seconds, it's inexcusable to let your man run through and have a shot on goal. It's disgusting. But we've got to move on until we see it again at half-time. I wonder if Eriksen may have been told to mark Rodri or Stones, says Risa. Too easy for City, says Millwall. But the thing is, I don't coach at the highest level. None of you do. But the thing is, we spoke about this. I don't want to blow our own trumpet, but we spent 10 minutes talking about what United need to do. And the second thing we said was, first thing, Varane and Lindelof have to keep Haaland quiet. Second thing, learning from the Etihad game, you've got to pick up the runners. Rodri, but especially Gundogan and De Bruyne, make runs from deep. And you've got... Look, he's been bullied by De Bruyne again there, Eriksen. Take him off. Take him off. He's just been bullied by De Bruyne there. But Gundogan has had a brilliant... Gundogan's probably been Man City's best player at the end of the season. Like, he's scoring goals. Corner. Corner. That's a corner, ref. Fucking hell. Linesman's having a joke there. That's a bloody corner. Well, how can I see that and he can't see it? Oh, bloody hell. Yeah. There's no excuse not to pick up Gundogan. Like, Leyton Orient would figure that out. Per says it's not Eriksen's man. Whose man is it then? Damo says, I'm still annoyed at De Gea there standing there. I don't think De Gea can do anything about it. I'd have to look at it at half time. Yeah. I think sometimes people think a goalkeeper has to dive for everything, but sometimes that can come across as, you know, you're doing it for the cameras. Never. This still feels like a new channel for me. It never gets old or boring. Love your show, says Bjorn. Thank you, mate. Well, here's Eriksen. Nice ball to Shaw. Needs some help. Fred into Sancho. Look at how well organised. This is it, City, though. They're so well organised. Nice ball by Eriksen there to Wan-Bissaka. Oh, Rashford's header just wide. Well, at least it's a bit of possession. It's a bit of something. Casemiro's cross is okay. That's what City do. When they've got the ball, they make the pitch really wide. When they haven't got the ball, they make it really narrow. Should Casemiro lose a header after 6 seconds, says Robert McCormack? Everyone can lose a header, mate. I mean, we can... Oh, no, De Gea's down now. Eriksen off, Fernandez down the middle, and stick Garnacho on the wing. I too prefer him as a sub, but we need his fearlessness to run at the defenders, says Nerves. Well, De Gea's down now. Dave, you better get up because you haven't signed a contract yet. Here we go. Let's have a look at the goal then. So this is Robert McCormack FC. Goalkeeper goes narrow. Haaland wins the header. Yeah, that's on Eriksen. Yeah, that's on Eriksen. Lindelof's header actually hits the back of De Bruyne. Not De Bruyne. You didn't read all the chat, but I would sub Eriksen for Delo, put Delo on the wing and Bruno Cam, says Bjorn. I agree with what Robert says. I mean, you'd want Casemiro to win that header and he doesn't, but he's up against, I think... you know, you can't win every header in a 50-50. You can't blame... There's a lot that goes wrong after that. Lindelof said, oh, look at fucking Glazer sat with Sir Alex. Fuck off. I don't want to look at that bloody idiot. Don't show me a bloody Glazer. bad enough. A lot of people saying why Sir Alex sat with him. Well, Sir Alex is... I love Sir Alex. I'm not saying anything. You know that's a no-go zone for me. See, Sancho, you've got to get physical. Why doesn't he want to get physical? De Bruyne has just bullied him there. Anthony would not let that happen. He would just start giving it back. There's too many players in that United team who aren't up for the physical battle. Avram Glazer looks like Professor Farnsworth from Futurama, says Joshua Walker. Imagine it turns out to be Bayern 99s as scoped. Well, I'm imagining it just turns into something, because at the moment I could see City playing this for the next hour and just keeping it 1-0, and it'll be the flattest cup final we've ever seen. We've got to find a way to get back into this. It's too easy for City at the moment. De Bruyne just shoots wide. I think he got a corner. No, didn't. Again, who's... Well, it's Fred's man. That's Fred's man, to be fair. And it was wide. No deflection. Come on, second ball. Good header, Lindelof. Good header. Bruno into Rashford. Come on. He's all on his own. Needs some help. So many City players there. They've always got so many players back. Somebody needs to run some checks on these bloody City players' energy levels. How are they doing this after this season? How have they got this amazing work rate? Nice ball into Wan-Bissaka. Lazy it off, but it's a bad pass. Fred. Oh, good play, Varane. Take your time. Good play by Varane there. Good play. Come on. Sancho. We need to get Garnacho on. Eriksen is too slow. I'd even get Maguire on, says Aldo. Anthony would try and run Haaland over, says Dwayne. We've got to use the ball well here. Here's Fred. Look at how many players City have got back. Where's he going? Bruno. Not the right ball for me. They want a handball. Hold on a minute. They want a handball there. Well, I'd have to see that again. Referee says no. I haven't seen it back. They're playing in second gear at the moment. More United says Mank in Chicago. Well, typically we haven't seen the bloody replay here. Didn't see it. Can't comment, and they haven't shown it back. Even though City are passing the ball around the back. Eriksen's... Oh. It's going VAR. It's going VAR. We're going VAR. We're going to go and have a look. We're going VAR. We're in it. We're in it to win it. Come on. Let's have a look. He's having a look. Well, that's not handball because it's hitting Wan-Bissaka's head. Come on, play it. Yeah. His hands up in an unnatural position. Yeah, penalty. He's got to give it. Got to give it. Yeah, hand comes up. That's a penalty. Penalty, 100%. You can't not give it. Giving it. Get in. Get in. Get in. Eriksen's redemption. Eriksen's redemption. Shut up, Grealish. Your hands up in the air. Shut up. You're not changing it. You're bloody hailing a cab, mate. He thinks he's out in bloody Broad Street in Birmingham. Taxi, taxi, taxi to Dickens Heath. Have it. 1-0. That's a penalty. 100%. His hands up in the air waving. Get in. Come on. This is a big moment. This could get us back in the game. It's lucky. It's very, very lucky. There ain't no doubt about it. You've got to score it. As a Liverpool supporter, beat the cheaters, just grow into the game without conceding again, says Stephen. I have no shame, I'll take it, says Butterpants. Mate, after the start, just get back in the game. Reset the game. How can you say it's never a penalty? His hand's up in the air. It's not natural, mate. That's not natural, never a penalty. Some of you don't understand the bloody... It was a penalty for bloody Roma the other day and his hand was there. Oh, Grealish, he's got his hands up in the air. He thinks he's bloody... I don't know who he thinks he is. He thinks he's the Queen or something. Rest in peace. Come on, Bruno. Come on, don't miss it. I've got a bad feeling about today. Everything seems to be going wrong. I've got a bad feeling about this penalty. Bruno, come on. Get it! Come on! Come on! 1-1, Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes. We're back in it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes. What's that? 32 minutes. Game on. Don't show me the bloody Glazers. Don't show me the Glazers. What's happening here? Bruno's shaking his head. I don't know what's gone on. That's the most blatant penalty you ever see. He thinks he's bloody Maradona. Maradona. Look at that. Lifeline. It is a lifeline, UK Enterprise. That's exactly what it is. Ugh. Can you please give a shout out to my little brother Nathan? He loves you, mate. You're a bloody legend. We love getting blind and washing you with a few beers growing up, says Nick. Thank you very much, Nick. And Nathan. Calm down. Well, look, we're just back where we were. That stupid mistake on the first goal, we're back where we are. We start again. That's where we are. We go again. If you don't think it's a penalty, you're a prat. But look, there's a long way to go here. Man City still a... Oh, my God. What are we doing? We switch off again. De Bruyne. Nearly scoring again. United, hand to ball. Defo penalty, says Des. That's what happens when you don't drop your head at 1-0. Stay in the game, says James. Exactly. Stay in the game. I've played the game. Commentator said it wasn't a penalty. What a prat. Yeah, it's genius again, Zeemish. Genius again. That's never a penalty. You've got to admit it. That happened to you, you'd be mad. What actually was Grealish supposed to do? I'm confused, to be honest. Nathan, as somebody who's a regular contributor, do you want me to tell you why it's a handball? Because his hand's in the air, and that's a penalty. I don't care whether... People get lost with deliberate. You know, there's no such thing as deliberate handball. People don't punch the ball away. It's a penalty because his hand has stopped the ball coming into a dangerous area. It's nothing to do with distance. It's nothing to do whether he's done it on purpose. Nothing to do with whether he can move his hand. His hand is in an unnatural position, high, and it hit his hand. It doesn't have to be deliberate. I don't know why people get lost on this. Or Roma should have had a penalty in the final as well. He's trying to move his hand out the way, and it's hit it. It's a handball. Mohammed says it was never a pen. He can't jump with his hands tied. Mate, again, you're just an idiot. You're not thinking it through. Life is unjust. Like, unlucky. The ball's hit you on the hand. It's a penalty. There's nothing in the rule book about what was he supposed to do with his hand. We got one in Paris for the same thing. Like, his hand's stupidly in a position like that. Whether he can do anything about it or not, I don't care. It's a penalty. It's 1-1. Get on with it. We need to get Eriksen off. He's a luxury, like Sancho, says Sumi. We can't take Sancho off right now. I hope the boss isn't stubborn and makes some impact subs, because honestly, I'm scared if we wait. Abraham up and clapping. What a joke, says, is it? Wow, the BBC coverage has been dreadful. You know, you've got Janus talking out his arse, and then I've seen Avram Glazer 3 times, too many. But you know, Grealish. Anyway, what you got to remember is the referee didn't give the penalty. So it's a definite penalty because VAR, with their rule book, have said you might want to have a look at it. So it's not like the referee's given it. Referee didn't think it was. VAR has applied the rule. Anyway, look, I'm not talking about it anymore because there's a very big chance that Man City will come back into this. They're looking very angry here. 58 Go says, never a penalty. That's the other way around. You're raging. I can't be bothered with that sort of argument either because you're asking me about red-tinted glasses there. Like, everybody's raging when a penalty's given against them, of course. You know, that's not an argument. I understand Man City fans arguing about it not being a penalty because they're Man City fans. I understand people who hate United saying it's not a penalty because they hate United. But that Grealish one is more of a penalty than the Roma one, which was definitely a penalty. Drippy says if it's Varane, you'd say it's not a penalty. I can't be bothered, right? We're watching a cup final here. You're not listening. You're not listening to yourselves. Of course you're going to say it's not a penalty against your own team. That's natural. The reality is it's 1-1. We're back in it for now. Lads, we can all admit it's a definite penalty, but we did just get bailed out because I don't see us scoring from open play. Mark is spot on, says Stefano. Long way to go. Long way to go. But I feel that the game is where it should be now, that it would have been at the start. Will you appreciate VAR correct decisions now, says Infinity? But I think VAR tends to be what it's there for, isn't it? But what's Fred doing here? Watch out for the referee trying to even it up, though. Because City have suddenly started to attack now, which they didn't need to do at 1-0. He's got Grealish. Lovely ball by Grealish. De Bruyne wants a penalty there, not given. No pace from De Bruyne, no pace from Bruno. Commentary on my feed has said the phrase, it's a natural movement about 30 times now, says Baron. Ali McCoy said it was the most ridiculous penalty decision he's ever seen, and the other pundits agree with him because they played the game, says Jack. Yeah, but they love Jack Grealish, mate. If you listen to Talk Sport, they all love Jack Grealish. Oh, Jackie boy. We all love Jack. We all love Jackie. It can't be a penalty. We all love Jack. If we win, I happily take the penalty, right or wrong, says Mix. I saw it, thought it was a pen. I'm not talking about it anymore. There's some fouls going in here at the moment. Mark, it's a clear penalty per the rules. I think we forgot about a yellow card for Grealish, says Ralph. I think he should be sent off. Should this have been a penalty? I tell you what, that's borderline penalty for Man City. You know, take away red-tinted glasses. I got to be honest, that's a borderline penalty for Man City. I couldn't have complained if he'd given it. Dangerous to do that in the box from Fred. He's not playing the ball, he's playing the player. Just be careful. City are starting to really get their press going here. Oh, Bruno, what a stupid fucking no-look pass that is. What is this midfield's a bloody joke. We're lucky there. We're lucky that fell to Haaland because Man City had a really good break, but Haaland doesn't have the brains to see it. What I want to know is why should Casemiro get a red for Grealish card for Grealish's handball, says Butterpants. Got away with it there, Bruno. Sloppy, no-look pass. Nice touch by Eriksson. Rashford does well. That's it. Get it going, get it going. This is better. Here's Rashford. Where's he looking? Take the corner. Fucking hell, this game's nervy now, isn't it? 41 minutes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, get involved. Let's go, Man United, says Kenneth. Jevon, thanks for your super chat. Penalty or not, it's 1-1. Stop crying. Ericsson needs to come off, says Neil. Yeah, Ericsson's had a bad game, hasn't he? But we've redeemed him. Cross comes in. Oh, Varane on his left foot. How easy was this? Not easy. Not easy at all. On his left foot with the Man City player in front of him. Yeah, it's not easy. He's got to get the perfect connection there. How was Shaw's handball against Brighton any difference as Glazer's out? Yeah. And Fred is brilliant. He's making mistakes, but his efforts are making a difference. I don't see Ericsson, says Tammy. And I'm going for a 2-1 win, United. Garnacho, says Dewant. And what dubs would you do? What subs would you do? Hold on a minute. We'll come back to that, Bjorn, because here is City on the attack. De Bruyne, good ball. Bernardo Silva's kicked out there at Shaw. He should be booked for that. Yeah, they should be fucking booked for that. That's just pure petulance from Bernardo Silva. Watch what he does. Not getting the ball, kicks the player. Should be booked. Won't be booked because he wears light blue. What subs would you do? I would put in Delo or Garnacho for Ericsson on the wing and put Bruno as cam. I prefer Delo because you can rely on his defence, says Bjorn. Yeah, that's such a penalty. I can't believe people don't think that's a penalty. Most blatant penalty I've ever seen. Why Varane look like Sancho, says Cena? He doesn't. Bernardo Silva's dirty anyway. He gets loads of yellow cards. Here's Rashford on the right hand side. Wins a throw in. Well, we're giving City a bit of something to think about at the moment. I think that's the main thing. The problem is, in the second half, they can bring on Mahrez, they can bring on Alvarez, they can bring on Foden, and they're game changers. We bring on Weghorst, McTominay. I'd rather bring Beckham on at half-time, I agree, yeah. Casemiro would have been sent off for that, says Jeff. Alanga's on the bench, yeah. Forgot about that. Oh, God. I just don't know where this game's going to go, you know. Mark, we just an Ericsson sub away from crushing City, says Christoph. Done a good job on Haaland so far. You've got to do that. Well, man of the match for us so far is probably, well, VAR's having a better game than Ericsson. Let's put it that way. Because let's not forget, the referee wasn't going to give it. 4 minutes have been added on here. The biggest, if I hear the word Jermaine Genius in the chat again, that's your biggest mistake ever. Like, don't listen to him. He's anti-United and he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's got the best agent in the world, but his football knowledge is crap. That was definitely a penalty, says Dark Lord. And just don't concede early on. In the second half, they have the Avengers on the bench. We have a Burnley striker, says Lee. Sancho, go wide. That's a foul. They cannot come out flat second half, says Stuart Walker. That's what worries me. I think a sub maybe for Ericsson to start the second and go for the win, says Stuart Walker. Man City doing those typical Pep fouls that he did at Barcelona, that he did at Bayern. You do the foul before the danger comes. Sit Sancho and Eriksen down and show them Rooney highlights as decoy. There's a nice ball into Rashford. He picks it up in the box, lives it into Sancho. Oh, he's not having a good game, Sancho. It's just too weak on the ball. That's our ball. They lost their heads. We can win this, believe, says Skids. I just want to see Sancho and Eriksen putting a bloody tackle in, you know. The thing about Man City is they are physical. Rashford. Oh, come on. We need to get the next goal. Fred's putting in a shift. But I'll give Man City credit there. All their players physically are up for it and always are up for it. And unfortunately, Ten Hag still hasn't got 11 players that are physically going to give it. And that's what you've got to do. About 3 minutes here. I think it's a shame. It's a shame. It's a shame for United because I really do think if we had just one of Anthony or Martial, it would give us a different dynamic off the bench. What is Jermaine Genius commentary? Constant negativity about United, says Oliver. And get Garnacho on. Bruno back in at 10, says Ethan Cooper. There we go. Grealish, look at him. Oh, he's booking Wan-Bissaka. Oh, come on. That's not a booking. How is he booking Wan-Bissaka there and then not booking Bernardo Silva? He barely touches him. How is that a yellow? That's a disgrace. That is a bloody... I mean, I'm not even joking here. That is an absolute disgrace. Getting a yellow card for that, and then Bernardo Silva did kick out at Luke Shaw. Fucking... It's a joke. You watch that back, he barely even touches him and it's completely accidental. Bernardo Silva didn't even get booked. Got to be careful now, Wan-Bissaka. Grealish, sponsored by Speedo. He'll go down and try and get a second yellow. Anyway, good free kick position for City. Got lots of good players in the air. De Bruyne. Easy catch in practice for De Gea. Should be blowing up. Not blowing up yet. Then he blows up. Half time, Manchester United 1, Manchester City 1. It's had its moments. It's not been a cracking game, but we probably don't really care as Man United or Man City fans because we're here to try and win the FA Cup. But for the neutral, they're probably looking at it and saying, turn that off. They're probably looking at it and go, whoa. Okay. They're probably looking at it and going, you know, well, there'll be a lot of controversy. I want to see the goal that we concede first. The yellow card is ridiculous. I agree with that. 100%. Stupid yellow card. Bernardo Silva trying to get an advantage with the referee here. He's a little shit, Bernardo Silva. We need to be switched on, and when we start second half, we always start second half weekly. We've done that from Wayne as well. Not sure we can complain about the ref performance here, Mark, says George. Mate, I think the referee's been crap. I'll complain about the referee performance. Bernardo Silva should have been booked. There was one I think Rodri did on the halfway line. Wan-Bissaka shouldn't have been booked. What we talk about, the referee didn't even give the handball. I don't think the referee's had a good game. I think the referee's on the take for City. I think he's a City fan. I don't think the referee's been that good for us at all. Now, what you're going to get at half-time is you're going to get all these prats going, that's not a penalty for me. What's he supposed to do with his hand? Is it in the box? Does it hit his hand? Yes, penalty. That's it. End of story. You know, what was that one that Declan Rice did for West Ham against Brighton where he's bloody saved it? Or was it? No, it wasn't Declan Rice. It was Soucek. It's a penalty. I'm not even arguing about it. What United need to do is figure out how they can get back into this game. We are back in this game. We've got to try and figure out how to win it because City are just going to keep getting stronger and stronger and stronger. They've got a better bench. They're going to be more energetic because they've got a better bench. They're going to continue to be the more offensive side because of the options they've got on the bench. So Manchester United, what we need to do is figure out a way to get in front because at the moment we've figured out a way to get back level. It's fortuitous in the sense that, you know, it is a penalty, but it wasn't like it was stopping a goal or anything like that. Cannot wait for Garnacho to break this game wide open, says Riley. Watching from Brazil here, the commentators agreed it was a penalty and they are not biased. So stop crying, City fans, says me. And you see, they're not a machine, they're humans. Rocky 4, says Brian. I just want to see the first goal here that happened. So let's watch this first goal. I'm just watching it back here. Ortega arrows a long ball that Casemiro tries to win, but Haaland's got the jump on him. Now, Gundogan is not being picked up by anybody, and Eriksen doesn't anticipate the danger. This is what I want to see. Eriksen's in a rubbish position. Absolutely rubbish. That's just unforgivable, really. Yeah, the keeper can't do anything about that. That's not savable. Power, volley, movement in the air. Look at that. Yeah, you're not saving that as a goalkeeper. Whoever said De Gea should move for that? Having a bloody laugh. Not in a million years. Never in a million years. I'd bring on McTominay for Eriksen for legs and Garnacho to help stretch them. I'd do that, DJ. I'd do that. We need Sancho back on the right, Garnacho on the left, and Bruno back in the midfield, says Chandler. Jack Grealish was waving at the crowd for the penalty. Come on, United, says George. I don't know why. I don't know. Lindelof at fault for the goal, says Alex. Well, no, he heads the ball away and it comes off the back of bloody De Bruyne, doesn't it? And falls perfectly. Look, we're 1-1. I'm not really bothered about the mistake now because we've rectified that mistake. But realistically, Damien says, I've been abusing people on Twitter saying it wasn't a penalty. Have they not watched the Premier League this year and they're biting, says Damien. I've got to be honest. I agree with the referee not giving it because in real time you probably don't see it. But look, his hand goes up. His hand. Somebody says you can't jump with your hands up. Well, he does. I can't believe people don't think it's a penalty. He jumps with his hand here, and then when Wan-Bissaka heads it, he goes like that. He actually raises his hand. It's a penalty. There's just no. It's harsh. It is harsh, but it is a penalty because when he jumps, can I have a shout out to the Mortons, please? Says Explorat. You can. When he jumps, his hand is here. When Wan-Bissaka heads it, he sort of moves his hand up. I think people just need to realise that not every handball has to be deliberate. Erik 10 second half, says LFC. I'm down the pub on the Isle of Wight. To be fair, last 15 minutes we've been the better team. I just hope we can do it over 90, says Sean. I think the game's where it needs to be. Man City fans are going to moan about a penalty. We're going to moan about a bad start. We gifted them a goal. They've gifted us a goal. You know, it is what it is. I think the right result is that we get a proper game in the second half at 1-1. I couldn't give a toss what Alan Shearer thinks. He hates United as well, just like Joanne Genus. They're not impartial pundits. They're bitter. It's not bad. City had 2 shots from 30 yards and a free kick. Best City in history against a decent United. Lads are playing well, says Shahin. I think Varane's played really well. I think Casemiro's played really well. Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw. You're right. You know, Man City haven't had a good chance. De Gea's not had to make a save. They've all been shooting from distance. Desperately need to take Eriksen off for Garnacho. They're low on. We're getting away with this at the moment, says Daniel. And I'm watching the game from Sydney, Australia. The time is 1 a.m, says DJ. Something got thrown at Lindelof, which I didn't even see. Thank you very much. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, second half's about to kick in. Don't forget, we will have player ratings in the second half. Our final one of the season. There's no more games for United after this one. But what will it be? Will it be United holding up a trophy, or will it be City on the march to a treble? Nasher United's just gifted 5 memberships. You're a legend, mate. It was a battery that got thrown as well, which is just disgusting, isn't it? Absolutely disgusting. Thoughts on that prep? Wearing 97 is not enough, says MHM. And glad to have Fred's presence on the pitch, says Charlie. Yeah, I think Fred's... Look, we spoke about it. We spoke about it even before he played well last week. But Fred's been absolutely essential. I mean, imagine if we'd played Eriksen, Bruno and Casemiro. Do you think Casemiro's one was a red, says Sultan? Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if it had been given. I don't think it is a red. I think he goes for the ball and he catches him. There's no intent there. It's not malicious. It's not reckless. It's just you can hurt somebody on the pitch. But would it have surprised me if it had been given? No, honestly. We're nullifying them. That 4-man press is Ten Hag brilliance. Need to get Sancho off, says P. Kraus. And I do not agree with the Wan-Bissaka yellow card, says Drub. Nah, it's never a yellow. It's never a yellow. And it's a shame, really, because it gives City an advantage if they can get the ball out to Grealish now. Bad refereeing. I don't think the referee's had a good game. And he didn't give the penalty, so people can say what they like. What's up with the City fans with the whistles and the boos? United fans seem decent considering they've occupied more 80% of the stadium, says QWERTY. Sancho is only good on a team like PSG or Bayern, where they are head and shoulders above everyone else, says Thomas. Bruno in the middle might give away a lot of passes, which we can't afford, says Salim. Just think if Maguire was playing, says Unsocial. Absolutely bricking it right now, but so glad we tied it up, says Joel. Look, that's all we can ask for. We were 1-0 down in 15 seconds and you fear the worst. To get back into the game, we've got a chance again. We're still the underdogs, but we've got a chance. If City wins, who plays the Community Shield, says Karnen. I think it's second in the league. We've got ourselves back into it. Did not want to concede early, but 45 minutes left. Let's go, says Merrigan. And I love Eriksen, but he just doesn't have the legs. Dare I say it, Mount would be perfect in there. Well, Charlie's right. I mean, if you don't understand why Erik Ten Hag wants to sign Mason Mount, you might understand now. He wants somebody in that number 8 position who can pass the ball, but he wants somebody in that number 8 position who's got some energy and legs. And obviously, Christian Eriksen doesn't have that. So that is why he wants to do something about it. Do you think there'll be any subs at half time? No, I don't. Shout out to Megan, Lily and Sky. Let's go United, says Dan Stevens. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. I've not even looked at the stats here. Let's have a quick look at the stats. So 61% for Man City. That's not too bad. I'd expect them to be up at 70%. 2 shots on target to our 1. 1 corner each. They've had more passes. Their passing accuracy is better. Look, I'm not unhappy with that from a Man United point of view. I would expect City to be having a lot of the ball. Hi Mark, hope getting married later today. Hope for United win for an early wedding present. Come on United, says Jordan. Well, look, whatever happens, wish you all the best in your future together. Biggest halftime talk of the season, says Andre. What do you think is going to happen, Mark? Honestly, I'd still say that City are the favourites. We can win, but honestly, City are still the favourites. They've got the better players. They've got the better bench. that they're on the, they've played together for longer. They are the favourites still, Manchester City, but I just wish there's 2 players on that pitch. Yeah, there's 2 players on that pitch. I just wish they had a little bit more of that, because I look at Man City and whether it's Grealish, I mean, Bernardo Silva's a little shithouse. He is. He kicks people. Grealish is a shithouse. De Bruyne is physical. Haaland is physical. Rodri is physical. Gundogan is physical. They're back 4. Man City, whether you like them or not, you can see why they're successful. They're talented, but they're also they're all willing to give a kick. They're all willing to get physical. Now, Fred will kick, Casemiro will kick, Bruno will kick, Eriksen won't, Sancho won't, and I don't think Rashford will sometimes. But Sancho and Eriksen, you've got, we're the underdog. You've got to put your foot in, and Sancho doesn't want to do it, and Eriksen doesn't want to do it. And when you're against a team that does want to do it, we're fighting for something here. That's why I'd probably bring McTominay on. I mean, I know he's not. I'd never want McTominay ahead of Eriksen, but on that performance, I don't think McTominay could play worse, and he's more physical. Anyone else get sick to the stomach seeing Sir Alex Ferguson sat next to the enemy? Oh, Mario, it's not nice, yeah. Neil Massey's just gifted a membership. Barella from Inter would be my dream summer signing to replace Eriksen as the number 8, says Kuzi. And Eriksen is so physically underwhelming in the middle. Fred battling hard, Garnacho on for Eriksen and push Bruno to the middle. Come on, United, says Liam. Well, the thing about bringing on who am I thinking about? Garnacho is it's quite attacking, and we're not the attacking team. Scrolling through Twitter and seeing multiple outlets saying Casemiro should have gotten a red and no penalty for the handball. VAR for Man United is now about, says Neil. Hi Mark, good game, but I genuinely feel Varane needs to go off for Maguire this half, says Milk. You're talking arse. You're talking arse, mate. What are you talking about? I don't know. I would honestly go with the 4-2-2-2, says Andre. Go through. Hope we don't concede immediately after the start. Imran, there's a lot of people talking about this, and you're absolutely spot on. Second half, we have got to. We've got to give it. We've got to be. We can't fall asleep again. Oh, I can't believe I've got to do Talk Sport tonight, 7:30 till 9. I just feel sick. Bruno, Cam, I can imagine all the conversations. If they beat us, and it wants a penalty. Bruno, Cam, Palestri right wing, Garnacho left wing, Rashi striker, says Faris. And surely 100 million is enough for the summer, says definitely not Avram Glazer. And Mark, you never know, Sir Alex Ferguson could be ordering Avram to sell to Qatar, says it's Salman. And Glory, glory, Man United, the pride of English football, says Lou. Well, 45 minutes. I think that realistically, the substitutions are going to be the big thing, aren't they? Hi, Mark. Watching from New Zealand, 3 a.m. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's on fire, says Cole. Look, Phil Foden's a good player. Mahrez is a good player. Alvarez is a good player. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough this second half. The players are coming out. Eriksen's there. Player ratings at half time. De Gea probably 6, not really had anything to do, couldn't do anything on the goal. Wan-Bissaka 7, Luke Shaw 7. They've kept their wingers very quiet. Varane and Lindelof, probably give Lindelof a 6.5, but Varane a 7. Casemiro 6.5, Fred 7, Eriksen 5, Sancho 5.5, Bruno 6, Rashford 6. So there's improvement there. This game is made for Scotty. Swap Eriksen, says Michael. Defensively, I think we've played very, very well. I think Fred's playing well. We need more from the attack. We need more from Eriksen. We need more from Sancho. We need more from Bruno and Rashford as well. Imperial Productions, thank you very much for your super chats. I wish Sabitzer was available, says Mohammed. No, you make a good point. No Sabitzer, no Anthony, no Martial, no Martinez. Cheers, Mark. Ian Wright is on ITV saying that's never a penalty on Grealish. Thoughts on that? look, Isaiah, they're all in love with Jack Grealish in this country. Whether it's Ali McCoist, Ian Wright, Jermaine Genius, Gary Lineker, he's a lad. He's seen as a lad in England. Everybody loves Jack Grealish. Oh, he's like a Wish Gaza. Everyone just loves him. So they won't say anything about it. But I guarantee you, I'll flip it the other way. I'll flip it the other way. If that's against Arsenal, is Ian Wright saying it's never a penalty? And this is the thing. Like, oh, it's never a penalty. You're so full of agenda that I ain't listening. VAR gave a penalty correctly. Simple. I don't care about what Ian Wright says. Ian Wright would want it if it was for Arsenal. Alan Shearer would want it if it was for Newcastle. Jermaine Genius would want it. Well, who did he play for? I don't know. But you know what I mean? Bruno. This is it. Well, if we've got a good play by Sancho. See Eriksen there, standing off. Put your bloody foot in. It's Jack Grealish, mate. That's it. Bit of pressure. Grealish is such a fraud. Get him off, says Raddev. I like Grealish as a player. I'd like to have seen him at United, but go on, De Gea's got that. See, that's another one. How many times is this ref going to let Man City players foul us off the ball? Absolute joke. That's about the third time I've seen a Man City player push or kick out off the ball. Just get away with it because it's Pep. Cheers, Mark. Look from Canada. Brother, hope to visit an American United stand tour. You're right, Ian Wright would want that for Arsenal. He can jog on. But that's the way, Isaiah. That's the way to look at it. I'm watching from Australia. It's 1 a.m, says Imperial Productions. Well, at least it's a nice one to stay up for. It's not Van Gaal playing a home draw, is it? Why is it so empty? Because they're all on the bloody gravy train, aren't they? It's corporate. They're all having another bloody prawn sandwich and a vol au vent and a glass of champagne. Isn't UK media talking about City fans hitting Lindelof in the head with an object at the goal celebration, says Leon. No, they won't mention that. It's tense though, isn't it? It is tense. A game like this. Oh my God. Rashford, you've just got turned like a bloody idiot there. That's good, good. Take your time. Casemiro, lovely ball. Bruno, into Eriksen. Oh, Eriksen! Bloody hell. Ah, all right, Bruno's misplaced it a little bit, mate, but that's just donkey slow. You've got to be on to that. Oh, he's doing my head in. He's doing my head in. Well, it's like playing with 10 men. See again, he's just been bullied by Rodri there. He should be winning that tackle. He's just jogging around. He's got to change this, Erik. He's got to change this, Ten Hag. Bruno, De Bruyne, across the face of the goal. No one was there. Thank God for that. I just got word that the ref has got a direct gas line to his cars. Bloody ref, says Sashin. Fred's done a very good job because, of course, Fred's job is to just man-mark De Bruyne. He's done a very good job. Not seen a lot of De Bruyne, have we? Oh, I'm with you. I'm with you, Burnt. I love Eriksen, but he's just having a bad game. It's not, I think we all love Eriksen, and I think he's been a good signing. But I think since coming back from injury, he's not looked right. Foul on De Bruyne by Fred. As long as he doesn't get booked. Yeah, that's a foul. I tell you what, that's more of a yellow card than Wan-Bissaka's. You didn't get booked, mate. Don't worry about it. Garnacho is on the bench, Siraj, yes. That cutback from De Bruyne there, though. That was worrying. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Free kick to City. Chance to whip a cross in. I think if City score first, it's going to be very hard for us. We've got to score first if we want to do this now. Usually the games are 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning, says George. Yeah, it's a 3 p.m. UK kickoff here. De Bruyne's cross. Interesting. Why is no one watching Gundogan again? I don't know. So we're just not watching Gundogan. We're not marking Gundogan today. For fuck's sake. I just give him the treble. Give him the treble, because these lot are they're not serious. We're just not serious. We are not serious. It's as simple as that. Give him the treble. Fucking give him the treble. Idiots. We're just not serious. We've gifted 2 shit goals in this game. I mean, well, to be fair to Gundogan, he's took them well, but we're just not marking their best. Have we been on Mars? Have we been in a bloody space rocket? He's their best player in the last 2 months. And we don't mark him. It's bloody Eriksen again. Eriksen running to him too late again. Oh, fucking hell. I just don't get it. I don't get it. We're just not serious. You can't... No one marking Gundogan. No one marking Gundogan again. The quality of these goals that we've conceded in this game, I'm telling you. You can't... What can you say? I'm sick of seeing Glazers once. It's far too much. Did you notice Beckham looking pissed off? Get him on. Great show, Mark, says Tracy Taylor. Surely 100 mil. I've done that one. Done that one. Good ball by Eriksen to Bruno. Go on, Sancho. You got some space. No, you can't go down there, mate. Hopefully the ref gives us another penalty, Mark, says George. A few people are blaming De Gea. Yeah, you've never played in goal. That's not on De Gea. It's gone through a route. It's gone through a crowd into the bottom corner. I don't think that's on the keeper at all when you look at his positioning. Eriksen has to come off too slow and he's not helping the midfield battle. I think some people just want to blame everything on De Gea when a goal goes in. But the reality is, it's a free kick where it's from the training ground and nobody's marking someone on the edge of the box again. I just find it... I find it baffling how we've conceded 2 goals by leaving one of their best players unmarked. It's disgusting. Here's Wan-Bissaka. I mean, you're fighting a losing battle, aren't you? Literally. You just got... I find it amazing. Absolutely amazing. In a game of this magnitude, that people don't mark people. Another free kick for City. They're just game managing in this at the moment. Fred's probably very lucky he's not been booked yet. Of course, it came from that free kick before. I don't know what United is playing, but they're definitely not playing a final. That ball went in slow motion, says Ritish. Are they playing in the same game as Gundogan, or they forgot what he did for the first strike? Basics of the game, Mark. Up the guy who can shoot, Mark, says Nathan. I don't get it. Yeah, again, another terrible start to a second half, says Alec. And I don't know what United is playing at. Done that from Ritesh. It's baffling. I don't, you know. See Eriksen again. The ball comes from Sancho and he fucking misses the ball. I'm sorry. He's played fucking rubbish. Get him off. Like, I don't care. Get him off. Sancho plays him a pass. He misses it. And now we've conceded a corner. Fucking, I tell you, if Ten Hag can't see this, it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It's like playing, I just tweeted it about 2 minutes ago. It's like playing with 10 men. He's offering nothing to this game. May as well put a bloody light blue shirt on. Ten Hag has to be questioned for his insistence on keeping Eriksen on. Corner to Man City. Well, Eriksen's just headed it away. Fred and Casemiro can't do it all on their own, says Jeff Evans. Imagine saying both goals are savable while sitting on your couch, says Dylan. Yeah, the goals are not savable. We deserve to lose with marking like that. As a total amateur, I know how to close the shot from the edge of the box, says Tony. One thing to lose playing heart out for Badge, another to go out as bottlers. Mentality is pathetic. Erik Ten Hag has a long road ahead of him, says Keifel. Ten Hag has to make changes. He cannot wait till 70th minute. If not, once again, this will be on his game management, says Stuart Walker. Sub out Fred, giving away fouls. Omar, I would not be taking Fred off. You must be having a bloody laugh taking Fred off. The game will disintegrate. Mank says, is Eriksen drunk? Mark, why do you think we did not sign Pep in 2006 and went 16, says Rahul? I don't know. I don't really care. Nice ball into Sancho. Gives the ball away again. Casemiro misses the tackle. I can see City getting the third in a minute. We're ragged. Why is Ten Hag keeping Eriksen on? Tammy, he needs to make, I'm telling you now, he needs to make a change massively quick because we are run ragged here at the moment. They're going to score again. I don't think Sancho's played much better. Mark, I think Pep has allowed Gundogan freedom in recent months, knowing opponents focus on Haaland and De Bruyne and Bernardo, leading to more goals. That's coming in from Niket. I honestly wouldn't normally say this, but I watch a lot of football. I think this game's gone. I know there's half an hour to go. I think it's gone. I think even if we could get back into this, they've got more gears to go. They've got better players on the bench. I think this game's gone. You can't be losing 2-1 with half an hour to go against Man City, because even if you summon up another goal, we're going to get tired after an hour. Our bench isn't good enough. Their bench is better. I do hate to say it, but I feel it could be gone. Can't take the Spursy out of the player, Mark. No aggression in Eriksen and Sancho whatsoever. Get Garnacho on and Bruno back in the midfield, says Jay Harris. I want to believe. I really want to believe, but what's that from Bruno? I desperately want to believe, but I just don't think they believe. And you can read the players. We've seen it. We've seen it so many times this season. Get Garnacho on, says Anthony. Patrick says, man, you're giving up early. Mate, I'm not on the pitch and I'm not the manager. I can't control the subs. I can't control the players. I'm just feeding you what I'm seeing. Man City are getting their tails up. United... Well, Garnacho's coming on. Well, look, subs. He's got to make subs. Subs could change the game. Please, I'm begging everyone that might have a connection to Ten Hag, take Eriksen off, says Bjorn. I hope that we can sign 4 or 5 players this summer because this midfield and defence is not it. Although we have improved, we can and should be better, says Spooky. And why are we not getting the ball into the box? Literally get to the edge of the box and just lose the ball. Get Eriksen off, seriously drive into the box, says Kieshu. Please subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. You're very, very welcome. It's going to be a big summer for United, whatever happens. We give them this treble, then United are to blame for ruining our 1-up over City and letting Pep be considered the GOAT by the media over Sir Alex Ferguson, says Woo. Do these players look like they give a shit about the treble? David Beckham looks like he gives more shit about the treble than this lot. Here's De Bruyne. Lovely play. Straight at De Gea. They're going to get the third. Well, Garnacho's coming on. And it is for Eriksen, thank God. Well, at least we're going to play with 11 men now. Eriksen comes off. Garnacho comes on. 61 minutes. It could change. It could change things. It had that sub needed to be done after 20 minutes. Seriously need Martial in this game. Nothing happening up front, says Barry. Hi Mark, loving the trim and specs. We really need to take off Rashford for Weghorst, says H-Jam. Everything about that chat was crap. No pressing at all. That was all the talk before Ronaldo left. What happened? Not good enough. Miles to go, says Alligator. Every time Bruno has played him on the right, we've lost. We need him centrally. Sancho also played his best game at right last game. Get him there. Well, I think that's from Daniel Wilson. I think Sancho has gone to the right now. In fact, he has. I've just not seen enough from United. I haven't seen any. We've missed Martinez, of course, Anthony as well. I've just not seen any real grit, belief, and I don't. The stupid thing is, Man City are a great side, but they haven't been great. They've actually fought us more. They've wanted it more. This game has been decided by a couple of moments from Gundogan that were preventable if we'd marked him. The reason City are winning it is because they're winning it because they're more passionate, they're more aggressive, they've got more fight, they've got more determination. Which is the thing we knew we had to have to beat a better team. But they've not actually overwhelmed us with chance after chance after chance. They've just fought more. It's disgusting. Game's far from over. Let's back the boys. We have nothing to lose. Garnacho in the 75th minute. Man United win 3-2, says Mix. I hope you're right, mate. United fans are the worst. We could win. I've seen many miracles in football, says South Side of Heaven. Mate, I don't think United fans are the worst at all. I think we're judging the game on 63 minutes, and we're saying that the attitude and performance of some of these players. I mean, Rashford's not even bothered jumping for a header there. Conserving your energy for an easier one to win. Is this the same City that lost to Brentford, says Jack? Yeah, but don't read into that. You don't read into that. Like that's a Man City side that had already won the league and made changes. Mark, City haven't even had to play great so far, says Callum. We have to hope, Mark. Still lots of time left, but very disappointing, says Dan. Cardo says, want to talk about the keeper, mate? We can talk about the keeper all night, mate, but I know football, you don't. Like, if you're trying to blame De Gea for either of the goals, you don't know football, so there's no conversation to be had. First goal is an absolute banger. Second goal goes through. I mean, I've told you this before. If you want to listen, you can listen. As a goalkeeper, people think that shot is from the edge of the box. Any goalkeeper worth their salt will tell you this. People think Gundogan's shot from the edge of the box is from the edge of the box. For a goalkeeper, it's from the point that you can see it last. So basically, De Gea can only react when that shot goes past Varane, which is about 6-7 metres out. And if you don't understand that, you don't understand goalkeeping. You know, let Beth go and have a moan about it on the forum, but if you don't understand goalkeeping, you will blame De Gea. If you do, you will know. It's a bit like that goal that Nick Pope let in against New Arsenal, where Odegaard shoots from far out. But Pope can't react until it's gone past the Newcastle defender. Because if it deflects, you've got to react to that. As a goalkeeper, you can't react until the ball clears the last defender. Well, Gundogan's just shot the ball through 2-3 Man United players. So De Gea can't react until it's gone past the last player in case it deflects. That's why he's not at fault for that goal either. But, you know, people want to make it up because it suits their agenda. We're losing this game because we kept somebody on the pitch who should never have started the game. We're losing this game because we didn't mark Gundogan twice. Apart from that, I think we've defended quite well. Attacking-wise, it's been very disappointing. Mark, why did Rashford not even try for that header? Does he feel entitled to nick it? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Mark, Beth's already been on Twitter. But Rahul, the thing is, I like Beth, but she hasn't got a bloody clue what she's talking about when it comes to goalkeeping. I spend a lot of time talking to ex-goalkeepers because I do the football fill-in and there's 2 or 3 that come on there all the time, and I've learnt a lot this season as well. I will never blame a goalkeeper for a shot that comes through a crowd again because I never really understood it myself. When it's going through a crowd, you're taught not to react until it clears the last man, because if you dive reacting and then it deflects, you look a right twat, don't you? Isn't it crazy how Fred's actually having a good game and the squad can't maintain the levels? Erik shouldn't have been on the pitch, says Aaron. Mate, 10 minutes ago I said I think this is over. Have you seen anything in the last 10 minutes that's changed your mind? This is easy for Man City. We look spent at the moment. Siddharth, just to let you know, I read your comment. You won't be doing any more. Ten Hag has blood on his hands for what he's done with Ronaldo, picking Martial and Rashford up front, says Dylan. Nice ball into Wan-Bissaka. Can we get up the pitch a little bit? No, not with a pass like that. There was an easier pass. There was a better pass. Sancho's been crap, says Bran. The thing is, good play by Lindelof. Oh, Rashford. I still have hope we'll win the game, says Taj. The thing is, when you talk about what we spoke about before the game, you've got to keep Haaland quiet. Well, they've done that. That's the sad thing. We've kept Haaland quiet. You've got to keep De Bruyne quiet. We've pretty much done that. Got to pick up the midfield runners. Not done it. Rashford's doing nothing. He's making me mad, says Risa. And your players look defeated, Mark, says Sylvie. Just don't. They lack the winning mentality, don't they? At the end of the day, at this level, they just lack it. They lack the belief at the moment. Once the ball drifted to that side, David should have moved his left hand in anticipation, better position, and he saves it. You're wrong, Rory. Sorry, but you're wrong. I'm not getting into it. I've just told you the story about it. Bottom line is, someone should have been marking Gundogan. End of the day. City bore me to tears, says Parky. I'll tell you what bores me to tears. I've been doing this for years. Every time there's a result that doesn't go someone's way, whatever agenda there is, don't like Sancho, don't like Rashford, don't like Lindelof, don't like De Gea. It's always the same. But the reality is, we're not winning this game because we're just not good enough. We're not good enough. they're a better team than us, and you've got to do the basics right. You can't make mistakes when you're playing a team like Man City, and we've made 2 ridiculous mistakes. There's 20 minutes to go in this game. It reminds me, I don't get it. 20 minutes to go, and we know it's over. Get Maguire on off the bench, says Matthew Smith. Weghorst. May as well complete the misery and get Weghorst on. We talk about levels. Hold on a minute. We talk about levels and what it takes to be United players. City's second choice goalkeeper has better distribution than our first choice. Yeah, completely irrelevant point. Not important point. Good save by De Gea, but Gundogan's there, offside. Should have been 3. This is a schoolyard football bullying by City, says Callum. I hope this is offside. Oh yeah, he's miles off. Thank God for that. I hate when people have a go at keepers. If the shot itself was preventable, let's talk about not letting the shot happen in the first place, says Butterpants. Well, that was a big save by De Gea. It was a lucky offside, but it was a big save from Haaland. United have the quality to win. It's the mentality, says Usman. Yeah, we need so much spending on this team. Here's Garnacho. Oh, just wide. Just wide. You needed that to go in. We needed that to go in. That moment. That moment there. Oh. First real touch of the ball for Garnacho. Oh, he's so close as well. He's so close. Why the heck is no one picking up Gundogan, says Nitro. Either he's got very, very slow internet or he's just got his TV working back after he kicked it. Sancho. Bruno. Not really. Crosses into the box. Probably not a good idea against Man City, I'm being honest. Bruno shoots and wins a corner. Shame we can't bring Maguire on. You know, like in NFL, you can just bring a goal kicker on. It's a shame we can't bring Maguire on just for corners. Because he's actually good at winning. Wait, he's not as good at scoring them, I suppose. 73 minutes. Mark, it's not mentality. Man City are just better, says LC. No, I disagree, mate. They are a better team, but I don't think they've been the better team today. I think we've made 2 massive mistakes and Man City have worked their arse off. That's 17 minutes, 16 minutes. Will City sit in? Nice ball. Rashford. Go on, keep it in. First job, keep it in. Second job, find a pass. Oh, look at this. Look how narrow City are going to play here. That's it. Into Fred. I will honestly give Palestri a run out, says Kate. Nice ball into Sancho. Back into Fred. Ooh. Casemiro goes for the shot. Hits Grealish. Fred's been decent, I agree, yeah. It's ironic. The guy responsible for destroying this team has a front row seat to see the lack of depth in the squad. Glazes out, says Brian. Here's Garnacho. Bit of space on the wing. Into Casemiro. Back into Garnacho. He's got to play this at some point. He's got to play this at some point. He's gone too greedy. The pass was on. Sometimes that innocence is there. Well done, Casemiro. Now Sancho. Oh, he's given a handball. So the referee can give handballs now. I didn't even handball it. Caught it on his chest. Ref, I think this ref's had a crap game. He didn't give us the penalty. VAR gave us the penalty. I think this ref's crap. See, this is what Man City can do. Phil Foden. De Bruyne. They can take De Bruyne off with 15 minutes to go in a cup final where they're winning 2-1. I've got to go on fucking Talk Sport tonight. I hope it's all United fans bringing in, moaning about Eriksen or something, or Sancho or something. I don't want to listen to City fans telling me how bloody great they are. Here he comes, Weghorst. Great. Even Maguire's warming up. Fucking hell. Can't believe Casemiro handball wasn't a penalty for us, says George Rowley. Well, sorry, I was just putting a tweet out there. I was saying, like, there's 2 or 3... Well, Sancho's coming off. There's 2 or 3 players in a United shirt today. You're never going to win games like this against teams like this. All 11 City players have fought for every ball, for every minute. There's 2 or 3 players in a United shirt today. We don't need to name them. They haven't. They haven't. This game's over, you know. I said it 20 minutes ago. It's over. When you bring Wout Weghorst on against a team like Man City, I don't see a way back. I'm sorry. Even if we got a goal back, I don't see a way how you'd win it. For just once, can these players turn up and earn the badge on their shirt mark? Time and time again, with it all on the line, they don't fight, says Fergie. Fred, finally been booked. Was a booking as well. We need a massive overhaul of the team. We have no depth in any position. We shouldn't have to bring on Weghorst, says Daniel. Beckham shaking his head. Well, of course, he won the treble with Man United. Mark, I played at the highest level of football in Canada when I was 8 years old. Putting Weghorst in this game is like putting me on, says Kevin. And would you be an ESPN pundit, Mark, says the Almighty. No. No, thanks. That decision from the ref to call handball and stop the attack based on an assumption is a disgrace. I'm fuming with that decision, says Mario Franco. Here's Foden. Lots of space. Puts the cross in. Queuing up at the back. Well done, Luke Shaw. But the second ball is there. And they nearly get a third. The City treble is coming, I'm afraid, says Dara. Look, regardless of trebles, I'm talking about this here. This was our game to stop them. All the resistance of a bloody poppadom. It's just a joke. The performance from Manchester United has been disappointing. Defensively, I think we've okay. Ronaldo was the problem if I speak, says Alligator. And Veghorst on, it feels like a red card, says Benjamin. Oh, if you don't laugh. But no, Man City, I hate it, but I have to respect it. Their player ratings are up, by the way. Links in the video. I'll put the link in the video description. But they might look. There's nothing authentic about Manchester City. You know, they're about as authentic as a Philip Schofield apology. Like, there's nothing authentic about Man City. It's completely manufactured. And that might well be the case. But they fought man for man more than we have. And we're an authentic football club. We're Manchester United. We know who we are, where we came from. How has that been allowed to happen? You can ridicule Man City all you like. You know, we know they're manufactured. They're the One Direction of the bloody Premier League. But they've built a team that's got 11 players that work their arse off harder than we do. You can't argue with that. There's no injustice. You know, we can talk about 100 charges, we can talk about oil money, but the reality is their 11 players have worked harder than our 11 players, and we're going to lose this game. And we're going to lose it with a whimper, because the penalty was a penalty, but it was debatable. So really, we can't have any complaints. Sancho's not good today, but Veghorst, why not Palestri? Erik ten Hag's substitutions are weakness in his coaching, says David. Can't see this United side competing at the top table long term without investment in at least 6 positions, says Zachary. Mate, we're miles off. We're absolutely miles off. I mean, the league table shows you we're miles off. Our better players will need replacing in 2 or 3 years' time. I mean, Veghorst got himself offside. He's that fucking slow. The fact that majority of you have given up with 10 minutes left shows your own mentality, doomed from the start. Yeah, Fernando, we don't pick the team. We don't play for the team. The reason we gave up 20 minutes ago is because we know what this team's all about. Even if you are in a fight, you can't win. You still go down swinging. Some of these players have to go. Happens too much, says Brian. Starting Ericsson was naive. We had parts of this game where no one in the attacking four were in the correct positions. Veghorst is a white flag, says Stephen. It's embarrassing. This is like watching Wigan play Man United. It's embarrassing watching this. You know, you keep fucking Haaland quiet. Or do you? Nearly scored. Can't believe we bottled it, says Dark Soul. Veghorst as much as use as a chocolate chisel, says Paul Collinson. I mean, they scored the second goal half an hour ago. You know, I think there are teams. I just McTominay's on now for Lindelof. We've got 6 minutes to go. Links in the video description for the player ratings, by the way. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Wigan beat Man City in the cup, Michael. You're right. You're very right. Navin says, Man City just have a better team than us right now. We can't complain if they do achieve the treble. We had the chance to stop them. It is what it is. I think you're absolutely spot on, Navin. But I also disagree in part because whilst they have the better team, it's night and day, says Roger. Whilst they have the better team, the goals we conceded were just unacceptable. But as an attacking team, we've been a bloody joke. Garnacho seems to be the only one putting a shift in. Seems to be our only hope for the future, says Kevin. Rashford. Oh. Garnacho. Into Rashford. Not going anywhere, is he? Get up, Rashford. Get up. We're on the attack. Corner. He's given a goal kick. There's a lot you could say as well. I mean, look, we can talk about not marking Gundogan. But let's be honest, our attack has been crap. The headlines will be the not marking Gundogan, but the attack has been rubbish. Uh, 4 minutes to go. Yeah, I've dropped it in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Player ratings are there. We've got the match reaction after this, and then we've got the fan forum as well. I am on TalkSport at 7:30 till 9 o'clock. I mean, if you want to call in, actually, I thought, I'm sure there will be Man City fans gloating, but I think there might be a few United fans who just want to get it off their chest as well. I think it's. I just said there on Twitter. I said, the game will be about the Gundogan misses, not marking Gundogan. But how embarrassing has our attack been? I mean, considering you can be the worst team but have a threat on the attack, our attack has been disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Why does this team always fumble in big moments, says Dark Soul? Yeah, and look, the goals conceded shouldn't happen. Mark, look at Ruben Diaz motivating his teammates even when they're dominating, says Rahul. In general, I'd give. If I will do my player ratings, but in general, if I was given a team performance, I probably would give them a 4. But because of how important this game was to Manchester United fans, I would give them a 3. I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting. It clearly doesn't matter to them as much as it matters to us. Yeah, and I don't want to go in on them too much because I think 3rd place and a Carabao Cup, I would have took that at the start of the season. But it's just been the lack of effort. The fact that Man City, this hasn't been vintage Man City. This has been hard-working Man City. And the fact that they've put more work in than us, that's something that we knew as a bare minimum we could work our arse off and still get beat. But to be outworked by Man City, I just find that the hardest of all. I really do. And City deserve to win it. I'm never going to be a bad loser. I mean, I hate it, but I'm never going to be a bad loser. I'm never going to say that Man City don't deserve to win this game because they do. And Paul says, look, it's about depth and quality problems. Look at our bench and signings. But it is, Paul, and it isn't. It is about depth. It is about quality, but it's also about the players that we've got. They're not the right players. And I don't want to name the names because I feel like, but there's some players who are still on this pitch who haven't been subbed that I'm disgusted with. I think their head drops. They're not going for 50-50s. It's just, they're not the right players. They're not the right players. Mark, in 99, I felt we could win every final and there was urgency. With this team, there's no urgency. It's a character thing, James. That's what it is. We expected our players to step up and they just didn't. I'm sorry, but that's disgusting and unacceptable, says Navin. You know, I mean, look, I'm not... Garnacho, come on, please. I'm not going to be wrong, am I? I said with half an hour to go that I felt it was over. And I'm trying my life to jinx it, but I don't think I was jinxing it. I said with half an hour to go. Robert says, do you think we should blame Eriksen for the last 30? Well, that's what I was trying to say, Robert. You know, a lot of people will talk about the Gundogan not marking him, and I think that does fall down on Eriksen. But I think we also need to look at the fact that for the whole 90 minutes, the front four were crap. Absolutely crap. You know, this talk that Marcus Rashford's a striker, unless you can whack a ball into him for a run onto, which Man City are way too clever to do, it's not going to work, is it? I mean, this is probably our last attack here. Luke Shaw whips the cross in. There's no one there. McTominay on the bar and over the bar from Varane. And he's given a corner, which it looked like a goal kick. Nearly. Mark, sadly, this loss is on Erik. We all said Eriksen shouldn't start, yet he did it. This is Christopher. The thing is, it matters to us as fans, doesn't it? It matters to us as fans, and it pisses you off when you've got players that it doesn't matter to. I watched 99. It was fantastic. I can't get my head around 11 players who don't care like we do. I can't. It really pisses me off. I've seen Man City want it more than Man United players, and that just really pisses me off. Because I know it matters to every Man United fan, whether we get on or not. I know what it means to United fans, but these players just don't get it. They're just millionaires who just don't get it, or they're not good enough. And you know what, as well, I'll do the Champions League watch along next week on That's Football, because I'm not a coward. But we'll be all hoping Inter win. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense wanting Inter to win. Because, well, it does, but, like, we'll all be praying for Inter. But we had the opportunity. Manchester United against Man City. We could have stopped them. You can't ask for any more than that. But I'll tell you what, when you've got Wout Weghorst and Scott McTominay and all these players on the pitch, you ain't got a bloody chance. Garnacho's been our best forward player by a long way. By a very long way. It's significant. It feels like it's significant. It feels like it's a symbolic moment, doesn't it? Gutted. VAR been man of the match today, says George. Football's a funny old game. You know, you care about your club, you really do. You live it, you breathe it. It grabs your emotions, but ultimately you're in the hands of 11 multimillionaires that either get it or they don't. And unfortunately, there's a few players in our team that aren't good enough and don't get it. And ultimately, Man City have got a squad of players that do get it and are better than what we've got. So, you know, I look at this game and I think if we'd been concentrating and switched on, we might have done it. End of an era, says Sand. Got to take your medicine, haven't you? But, you know, I will unleash on the match reaction because I just think they're a disgrace, some of these players. It's going to blow. Lay off the players, Mark. It's lay off the players, Mark. It's been a good season. We did well. Next year, I'll be the time to really judge them. Piss off, Simon. Lay off the players. Fucking just about. We just gifted a treble to our biggest rival. Lay off the players. You know, sorry, what, Simon? It does matter to some United fans that we did have the treble from '99 and it was ours to defend. I couldn't give a fuck about next season. I couldn't give a fuck about the Carabao Cup. Right here, right now, this game was about stopping somebody doing what our legacy was. And they fucking failed. They failed. They failed. And I don't know what Ten Hag's saying to Pep there, because it looks to me like he's saying, well done, you deserved it. I hope you go and win the Champions League. Because it wasn't anything bad. It was like, oh, you know, you're great. Fuck off. I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't get this. Oh, the players did quite well. Fucking didn't turn up. They're a fucking joke. Get rid of them. There's 3 or 4 that need to go straight away. Man City wanted it more, fought harder, and we're meant to be Manchester United. Fuck that. I'm not applauding them for that. That's crap. Our attack was a bloody joke today. An absolute joke. And they can all sit there with their head in their hands now, but you had your opportunity. You had a week to prepare for this. Fucking rubbish. The only people who come out of that game with any credibility is the back 4 and Casemiro and Fred. Chad says, as a neutral today, I hoped United would have given more to entertainers. I think it is on the individuals who don't get it. Long summer ahead, says Chad. Well, they just don't get it. They don't get it. Right, let's get over to the match reaction. I'll see you over there in a minute. I'm fuming and I'll tell you what I think. I'm not watching Man City lift the cup. Disrespectful or not, we've got our own problems to solve. I will see you over on the match reaction in a moment.